on coke.
You know what he did.
God damn, I'm just talking shit already. Anyways, hey guys, I'm not even gonna wait for the cue of the fucking song to start talking. It's a chat attack. How y'all doing? Someone's on crack.
Someone's on fucking coke here.
Listen, dude, it's just like that fucking. What's that shit called? Black Ice.
What the fuck is black ice?
Should we show him, Jet?
Just show a fucking black screen.
No, seriously.
Okay,
like,
the only thing I know about black ice is the bullshit we gotta deal with in Canada because it's cold like most of the year here.
oh, let me see. Black Ice. Let me see if this shows up.
Is this some arachnophobia shit?
No. It's not like. I'm not gonna be able to find this shit.
Arachnophobia.
All right, first of all, black ice is something we all know is the hardest cocaine you could possibly get in LA.
Wait, seriously?
That's what I heard.
Of course, LA. The only thing they have is ice is the white powder because they're all fucking hot.
Also, I pulled that fact firmly from my asshole.
Oh my god, I actually found it. It's Stan Brackage. So here's the thing. For people who don't understand what's going on right now, we are a sister site of doubletoasted.com, and they have these live shows. And one of the last live shows they did, they were talking about MIDSOMMAR, which is a movie we're going to be reviewing tonight because Alan Shakazine did his thing and watched these fucking movies. By the way, too, thank you for even doing that because like I'm not going to go see this fucking movie.
It's okay. My time is worthless.
Oh, we know.
But the thing is, though, is somebody who used to be in our chats pretty often, Julian Hemmendinger, he likes to go fucking crazy over certain movies. And the thing is like, you know, even though him and Corey agreed that MIDSOMMAR was a good movie, it was a high full price. Corey forgot to mention, apparently, that Ari Shamar, whatever the fuck the director was who did Hereditary and this, he forgot to bring up Stan Brackage, one of his people that he likes, I guess. Somebody that Julian likes. And I guess somehow in MIDSOMMAR there's a scene in this movie that's a lot like this right here, Black Ice, and you're going to see in a second. I got to like let this do its thing. Don't think that anything's broken here, by the way, people. It's like this is literally what it is. It's these flashes of whatever the fuck this is. Now, Alan, can you see what's going on? Alan?
Sorry, I fucked my mic up a little bit.
Alan, come back.
How does that happen so often?
Yeah, it was my mic, but notice all the fucking Netflix movie Polar with Matt Mikkelsen. This reminds me of it so much. Like, so what exactly am I looking at?
No, that's the thing. I guess you're looking at Black Ice, which it doesn't make sense to me. It's like
but like, what is this? Is this a movie? Is this a music video? Is this a GIF? Like,
it's a short movie from 1994 from Stan Brackage. Basically, he's a guy that Ari, the director for MIDSOMMAR, was very influenced by. So apparently in MIDSOMMAR, and I was gonna ask you this too. Like you just watched the movie today.
Yeah.
Is there anything in this movie that's like this? I mean, and here it is again.
Like a blank screen that looks like the intro to a Spider-Man movie. Mm-hmm. No.
Because like, okay, like I'll say this really quick. I've seen people do this shit with like Stan Brackage. Like Spawn. Spawn kind of does this. Well, they'll do transitions in the beginning, and like the music's playing by filter or whatever, or. You know, it's playing, the soundtrack's going on, and I'm like, okay, I can see that. And I know that Todd, what's his face, the guy who does Spawn, and he's gonna do the new one too. He was actually inspired by Stan Brackage as well. But yeah, man, I don't know what the fuck's going on. You know, I was wondering if maybe you're like, oh yeah, I saw that in MIDSOMMAR, absolutely.
There was some like because okay, there's a lot of I guess drug influence. They're taking drugs, just normal shit. And sometimes they'll do some. There's this one thing where they do a weird visual with lights. I'm like. Maybe that's like a daytime version of this weird whatever the fuck, but I'm like, I'm not gonna sit there and go, oh man, that's almost exactly the same. And it's like, oh, maybe the director said he was inspired, but like the actual movie itself, I'm like, I didn't see it, but I don't know. I didn't see the short movie from fucking the 80s. So
no, exactly, yeah. And that's the thing too is like the weird thing about this is that Julian was so upset about Corey not bringing up that this movie has that he literally called in to the show. And if you guys want to check this out, I'm going to just show this really quick over here. Here's them actually watching the same video I was just showing you. But yeah, it's for the movie extravaganza. Definitely check that out. It's on doubletoast.com. And you'll see that Julian officially has joined the fuck up club. And yeah, man, I don't know. Like I'm looking at it right here too in full screen. I literally, chat, tell me if you guys see something here that maybe I don't see. Jed, how about you? Do you see anything that...
Motherfucker's on a iPhone too.
Yeah, he just called in.
His cell phone.
He just straight up just called in, just yelling like, "What the fuck, bro?" It's like, brother, it's just flashes. It's just flashes. But here's the thing, though. Really quick, I'm gonna go around and ask a couple of things. First off, Ganja, why didn't you go see MIDSOMMAR? I know you went to go see Spider-Man and everything, but what? You got a problem with horror movies now, motherfucker? What's your problem?
No, I don't got a problem with horror movies. It's just it seemed like those artsy type films, and I really do not sit in those. And when it comes to those artsy films, especially when it gets to the point of just getting like pretentious horror going. I didn't like Hereditary. It was very boring in the first half. The only thing I liked is when the voodoo and the spooky shit started happening. But again, that's like the last 15 to 20 minutes of the film. If this is just another repeat of that same kind of formula, I'm not gonna have fun with it. I'm just gonna bash the film for my own boredom and for my own hard critiques because I got bored throughout the film, so I started nitpicking things. No one wants that because that's not legitimate criticism. I'm not gonna tell you like how the actual movie was, how the actors was, because the movie don't start until like 30 minutes before it ends.
Yeah, no, that's true. It's actually a very, very, very important point.
I disagree with that statement. I feel like it's two movies. That one movie is 30 minutes, which is the last 30 minutes. But the thing about Hereditary is two movies. Like the first part is just dealing with grief and what it's like when someone just unexpectedly gets taken away, and it's like it's not like dramatic like movie where everyone comes together. It's like no, it could destroy family. People don't know how to really deal with it. People are blaming each other, and nobody really knows how to process this actual grief and whatever. The last 30 minutes becomes a possession movie. It's two movies into one, and it's like yeah, I'll talk more about Midsummer later on, but like just a quick thing, it's like. It feels like this director is like, oh man, he had such a great idea with Hereditary. He did so much cool stuff. Let's just let him do whatever the fuck he wants. And you could tell he really needed someone to edit this movie down.
Yeah, and it really comes down to a thing too, where people get so lost within like someone else's skills or whatever, how good they're doing, like what you did for me lately. People get lost in that sometimes, because, I mean, did we all forget that this guy is the same dude who did The Strange Thing About the Johnsons? Where it's a movie like, I mean, I'm serious. You guys know about this movie, right, Alan? Or no?
It's the reverse pedophile movie.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
It's almost like a horror movie. Oh, go ahead.
It means the kids are taking the booty hole now.
Yeah. Basically, this dude has a son.
This guy always directs almost horror movies.
Yeah, exactly. No, but basically what this movie is, like this guy, he has a son who he catches jacking off or whatever in his room, and he talks about him, like, you know, he has like this, you know, father to son talk, whatever the fuck. But then after that happens, which seems normal, but even though a little kind of unnerving, throughout the film, the son wants to fuck the dad, and just keeps like horrifying him in situations where he's like in a bathtub and the son's just looking at him like in a creepy way. And I mean, it's almost comedic, obviously, especially with like the zoom in shots to people's faces and everything. But I mean, that story alone, does that not make you feel a little creepy, Alan? Or do you feel like that just sounds so fucking stupid and silly that you would never even watch it?
After watching this director's two movies, which I'm not sure how many movies he's actually done, so I don't know if he's only done a handful, but it's like I'm starting to kind of see. I've only seen two movies, but you can kind of guess like they're similar enough. Not saying they're exactly the same, but they're similar enough that you can kind of tell he has a certain way he likes to tell movies. Like he likes to direct, he likes to actually showcase his movies. So it's like I have a feeling if I watch the Johnsons, I'll be like, oh, okay, whatever. I can now see his trend, his thing. Quentin Tarantino's with dialogue, Christopher Nolan's with his long shots, and with this, like, yeah, he has this kind of center. He likes it. I don't know if there's griefs involved in Meet the Johnsons, but like the last two movies have been about grief.
Yeah, no, exactly. Jed, are you there really quick, by the way?
I've been here.
Okay, it's not, well, I said something earlier. I didn't hear no answer. But here's the thing, though, Jed.
No, because you were saying something, then all of a sudden you skipped over.
I know. Well, these motherfuckers talk a lot. It's all their fault. No, Jed. Shut the fuck! No, Jed, is there a particular reason why you didn't watch Midsommar? Is it just because, like, time-wise, you just didn't feel like watching it? Because I could have sworn you liked Hereditary, so, yeah, why didn't you watch Midsommar?
Oh, man, I fucking love Hereditary. The reason I didn't watch Midsommar is just, honestly, just time. Like, I didn't get, like, chance to. And, honestly, I still want to see it. Like, the table scene in fucking Hereditary is still super iconic. It's one of my, like, favorite scenes that I've seen last year. Like, I listen to ASMR of that and just go to sleep.
Wait, which table scene? Because there's a lot of table scenes in that movie.
No, basically when it's just like, they basically just start yelling at each other and the mom's just like, oh, you know what? Like, this wouldn't have happened if this, and that, and they basically, the mom basically just starts screaming.
Yeah. And by the way, like, if you guys don't know much about Jet, that's enough to know right there. The fact that she listens to that as fucking, as ASMR.
You want ASMR people screaming at each other over a dinner table.
No, like in this version, basically, like they're like someone basically whispering the fucking things to it. So basically, you're just hearing arguing, whispering.
What the fuck?
You're just looking at me with that face on your face.
What the fuck were we listening to the other day that reminds me of? Like the fucking whisper song by Yin Yang Twins. Like,
is it us just yelling at each other late at night to not wake up our folks? Like, fuck you, no, Spider-Man sucks, fucking asshole, fucking piece of shit. I don't know, man. Maybe it's the after hours too. Many people actually go in the after hours and fall asleep. But speaking of that, tonight after hours will begin once again. But we got some news to talk about as far as after hours goes. I don't even know how to even say this because I don't know too much information. But apparently, Rabbit's dying. Apparently,
game over, man.
It's game over, man.
Our body has cancer.
And to commemorate the ending of the after hours, we're gonna start it the way we ended. We're gonna end it the way we started. We're watching The Room.
No.
Why the fuck would we do that?
That's how it started. That's how it's gonna end. Whatever the last day is.
Yeah, so I didn't read too much about this, but apparently, like, there was a post on Reddit about this from the developer who actually did. I don't know if he started from the very beginning with Rabbit, but yeah, apparently the CEO of Rabbit is saying, "I'm gonna call it quits. Most of our fucking team is gone, etc. Fucking sucks." So I don't know, what we can do. I mean, right here, I actually just randomly just clicked on this, and here we go. There's a bunch of other alternatives like Discord screen sharing, MetaStream, 2.7, Yodofu.
No, keep reading these. This is great.
One coming up is actually called Popcorn, which actually I think is supposed to be coming out sometime this month.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, once that happens, we'll probably change things around a little bit just to kind of hang out and stuff. I know a big part of what we do with you guys is, like, actually, like, we don't just have you watching and that's it. We actually hang out with you and, try to bond and chill and we work like a fucking family. So, yeah, we'll try to figure something out. But, it might be a couple of weeks where we can't do that. And if that's the case, then maybe we'll get on hangouts or something. But that's going to be ending, too. Like, what's up with everything ending? Like, all the fucking, like, things that were cool and make us able to talk the way we do, it's just fucking going to shit, man. Like,
Discord seems to be, like, we still gotta fucking practice with Discord, but Discord seems to be probably the most stable, because it hasn't really changed that much, but it's like, I have no idea how it fucking works, because none of us really use it that well. Only a few of us really use a few things now.
Yeah, man, so I don't know. We'll see what happens, but, Adrian's like, yeah, Rapids has been a bitch. It has been.
Oh, it's been sucking for a while.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I remember early last year, it was okay. I mean, I was able to watch, like, the network, WWE Network and all that stuff, like, on the app. And then they just started taking everything away where, like, sometimes I couldn't even use Netflix. It was like, what the fuck? Like,
oh, yeah, no, I haven't been able to use Netflix for, like, a year and a half because I live in Canada. For some fucking reason, it only lets me do it through the screen sharing.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, y'all. But anyways, and JP, no, you're not being ignored. It's just there's lots of stuff that's coming up, and I can't really say a whole lot. Okay, I'm sorry. God damn it. He's saying use Rave, by the way. Do you know what Rave is?
It's a great place to go to and drop ecstasy.
Yeah, JP's actually trying to give us life advice. Like, just go to Rave. Fuck this internet.
Yo, just get some pacifiers and a Dr. Seuss hat, man. Just do that, y'all.
What?
Yeah, exactly. Pacifiers. Wait, like,
what are you talking about?
Babies are not supposed to be over there.
Look, Google it, and you'll see grown-ass people with pacifiers and Dr. Seuss hats.
I want to see. Hopefully I spell pacifier
Rave
right.
pacifiers. You gotta put Rave in front, because now you're gonna get baby products.
No. You shit. It's too late now, son. Look at this.
You gotta put Rave in front of it. That's a very important keynote.
I'm getting this over here. The woman pacifier. Let me see.
Is it a woman pacifier?
Rave.
Let me see. This is.
Yeah.
Look at this fucking guy. Oh, wait, that's not a pacifier.
What do you do? So, okay, we got to get off this Google search. What the fuck are y'all doing?
This is unfortunate, man. Oh, look at this. This is kind of cool. You like that?
What are y'all doing?
This is great. Come on, Alan. You want this. We're going to be hanging out soon, man. You don't want to buy this?
Why?
Put it on your wish list. Okay?
I'm getting like 6 of them.
Oh shit! Okay, I'm done. Oh my god, JP saying no. This always happens when I try to give advice. No, I'm taking your advice. We're gonna take Alan to a rave. We're gonna get pacifiers. And
none of that is gonna happen.
JP knows how to fucking party, bro. I'm just gonna put that out there. JP is just fucking the coolest dude I've ever met. Anyways, so we're gonna talk about topics now, and then obviously tonight we're gonna talk about 2 movies. Those 2 movies being Far From Home as well as MIDSOMMAR. So we'll get into that in a bit. But first off, the short shit, the shit we gotta get out of the way quickly. Apparently, Brightburn was good enough to get a sequel now. I'm very, very surprised. It's being discussed with James Gunn and everything. Alan, what do you feel about this, man?
It's trash.
Trash? Why? I mean, yeah, because I said James Gunn.
I didn't. Nah, it's just one of those things where it's like I always, from the very concept of it, thought this movie was just kind of like, what are they really doing? Because take away, like, this is just a typical horror movie. It just happens to be a fucking it's everything with Superman except for the fucking S, and it's like, okay, well, how are we gonna solve the problem? Oh, we're not. And it's like, yeah, they don't solve the fucking problem. Like, spoiler alert, they don't. I fucking read the Wikipedia notes because I said, fuck it, I'm curious to see if they solve the problem by killing the kid. But they don't. I think he just kills a bunch of people and flies the fuck off. So Brightburn 2 is just going to be him terrorizing another group of people who, like, at this point, it's like, you created this fucking one-off fucking superhero, or not superhero, this one-off horror movie, and it's like, what are you gonna do for a fucking sequel? Is this gonna be like Sharknado, where we're just gonna keep having a random city to random city blowing shit up for a fucking hour and a half?
Lasering people that didn't do shit to
them. like, the only thing that you can do is you can do what the Jason movies did, is just set it in a different place and just try to come up with more creative ways for Superman to kill somebody. And it's like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, Superman takes Manhattan. There you go. That's perfect.
No, yeah, Superman just goes to Manhattan.
Jed, I've been making you watch lots of horror movies lately, or at least try my best. You're always telling me to fuck off. I don't know why, but Can you see this being kind of cool with like the Brightburn character doing these sequels and being a new supervillain type dude having his own movie?
This is just horror for like comic book nerds. Like I'm not interested.
Oh damn. Okay, there was nothing about this, like especially that trailer. You didn't feel anything was like, you know what? Like this is kind of like a new Jason, new Michael. Like I'm down for that.
No.
Do you even like Jason and Michael? I never like. I know you don't like the movies, but like the characters themselves. Are you cool with like these superhero or this super? What you can call them? Like they're superheroes, but they're villains. They're serial
Slasher
killers.
films.
There you
Man,
go.
first of all, fuck Jason and his fucking movies.
Yeah.
They for the majority of them, they suck. Like he's terrible fucking slasher. And Michael Myers, he's all right in the first movie. I guess he gets worse later on. But I mean, from I guess all the horror movie villains that I know, he's probably the one that's up there the most. Being like the least like fucking terrible.
Just awful. Yeah, like just the least B movie ish and the least fucking like count or pay by numbers. You know. But yeah, no, I'm kind of upset that you didn't put Freddy Krueger up there. That's very bothersome to me. But hey,
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and say this: the remake that you made me watch like bumped him down.
yeah, we might review that tonight. I might do a quick little recap on that, just to give the DT rating out there because man, that movie was not as good as I remember. But Ganjo, I'm gonna ask you really quick, man. Brightburn coming back, James Gunn being behind this, man. What do you feel about it? And do you think that this could be like a new thing, like another 3 movies, 4 movies, whatever the fuck?
It possibly can because it goes against the grain of a lot of these superhero movies where it's just either a comedy or a coming to tell story about like coming into your own person. Are you overcoming this either negative aspect of your personality or trying to overcome this diversity that you had that was a disability before that's now become a superpower? This is just, hey, I learned I can do cool shit. I'm going to fuck people up and I'm also a little nuts. So I kind of like the idea of what they're doing with the sequel, that it might go a little further with that. But like to Alan's point, it really has nowhere to go except him lasering people.
Yeah, just whatever creative kill can come up next, and it's like that's what the Jason movie's gonna.
It's gonna be a superpower Jason. Like y'all haven't been wrong at all in your descriptions of what. Like I can't give a better opinion than what y'all said.
So the next thing we're gonna talk about really quick is gonna be something that I feel like is it's kind of not sentimental, but just it's gonna get bad feelings out here because I had to ask Alan something. Would you ever buy Alan a $90,000 Atari 2600 game?
I don't even know where to start by telling you fuck no. I would never spend $90,000 on a video game. I would never buy anything more than $1,000 on eBay. I don't even fucking know what the Atari 2600 is. Why would anyone ever spend that much money on anything Atari related? Even the company itself, I wouldn't even buy for $90,000.
Yeah, because here's the thing, man. Like, this Atari 2600 thing, people, when you go to like game stores and whatnot, they still sell these types of games for like $2 still because like even they know, yo, no one's gonna spend just for collectability.
That's $2 more than they expected to get. Like what the fuck?
Exactly right. So it's like it's one of those situations where I mean, and plus too, like reproduction cards of these are very easy to kind of accomplish. So they keep like fucking, they'll be super damaged and you just reprint like labels and all that stuff. So it's very easy to kind of like maintain the quality on the outside of the cartridge versus the inside, and that's what people do most of the time. But looking at this, man, $90,000. How the fuck does that make? That's some financial hipster ass shit that anybody who actually would buy this, I have to say, has to be a sack of shit to not give that money to like sick kids or fucking people that are starving.
Oh, no, this goes to the point. Some of y'all don't deserve money. We should seize your assets. This exactly goes to my point. Seize the means.
Wait, so what specific game is this, or is it just a random cartridge?
It's a rare cartridge, but it's extraterrestrial. It's the well, it's not even the ET thing.
It's not, yeah, because I'll say that it's not the ET game because they would have just called it the ET game, like actually got like the name of it.
Yeah, no, it's just extraterrestrials. But I think because of the fact that it's like, oh, it's ET, but not ET. I'm fucking funny, right? That's why this is worth so much. You know what I mean? And I mean, granted, like it's in a case. I believe the case comes with it, so I would imagine that it's kind of a
Well, they always do that collector shit. Where it's like, here's in a glass case, so it doesn't get like air damage or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, apparently it's a knockoff though, and I guess it's been gone. Or most of these cartridges have been gone for 36 years. So now it's like, oh shit, like this fucking thing. I mean, there's only so many stories. I don't even know if they're true, but about the stories about them burying all the ET cartridges.
Oh,
like,
that was true.
That was true.
They digged them up and everything.
Okay, yeah, but apparently this was lost within that, which is like crazy because I've never heard this mentioned before ever. Like I don't know shit about this.
Nobody does. Actually, funny story. I'm actually really upset that they dug up the ET cartridges. I actually wish they kept those buried.
Why?
Because I always because there's so many different myths and stuff that you see with different genres of media, like music related like myths and stuff that you're never actually sure it's true or not. Movies, all that shit. I like the idea that video games had something that no one actually knows are true, because until they dug them up, Atari straight lied. They said that never happened. They said it was never buried. And everyone's like, wait, well, what happened to all the cartridges? Where are they all? They're not built. Like, we don't know where they are. So I just like this idea that no one was really sure. And people talked about it for years, decades. But they dug it up like 10 years ago, and no one's really talked about it since.
Wow. Yeah, and I don't know. I'm like the one thing I was gonna ask really quick. And by the way, too, like Jet, I already know the answer, but I'm gonna give you a chance to just shit on whoever the fuck would even do this. But would you spend $90,000 on any video game at all?
I can't believe you. Fucking asked me
I mean,
that
I'm gonna
question.
be. I asked these motherfuckers. I gotta ask you.
She turns to Kendrick Lamar.
You're like,
Like that's my anger coming out. Like I can't believe you asked me that fucking question. Like there's so many other fucking things I can spend on. Like I'm really gonna pay that much money for a console I know goddamn well I would never fucking touch in my goddamn life. That's crack.
You know how many
crack
bad
talk.
dragons you could buy for that much money, Jet?
You know how much crack you can buy with that much money?
okay,
Exactly.
but
You
really-
can buy a whole bunch of bad dragon and a bunch of bad crack.
Okay, but Jet, let me ask you this though: why you have to buy bad crack when you have that much money? But anyway,
Yeah, we
holy
had good
shit.
money, but buy good crack.
No,
Yeah.
you know what bad?
Yeah, but
no,
I want to
the
keep
good,
the thing going of both bad crack and bad dragons.
no, because the thing is, good
Crack
crack is
dragon.
expensive. But do you know how much bad crack you can buy?
No, exactly. Yeah, you can buy that crack and then sell it for more. Ugh.
Just gonna be buying all that black ice.
And Jules like, no, man, fuck. No, but here's the thing though. Not to talk shit about Jillian even more so, but I'm
No,
gonna
we can
ask
keep
y'all.
going.
Fucking Atari.
But for video game,
Atari,
wise,
like, get the fuck out of here.
we'll stay within the realm of you know, 90,000 is a lot. So let's just take 10 off. You got $9,000, Alan. What $9,000?
Fucking take another zero off. What would you spend $90 on?
No, actually, yeah, $900. What would you spend on video game wise in the video game industry? Like, what would you spend $900 on right now? I know it's hard to think of, but what's like one of the first at least 3 things that you think like, dude, I'm buying that shit with $90,000 or $900?
Oh, I actually don't fucking know.
Because you kind of
that's a
own
lot.
everything. You guys haven't seen Alan's fucking Steam library. It's fucking insane. It's ridiculous. Like, you have a problem.
No, I don't have a problem. I just like buying video games. Actually,
No, you do have a problem.
oh, coming from the RTS guy that's had 1,000 hours. Yeah, I'm the one with the fucking problem. Okay.
Damn right. I know an addict when I see one.
Yeah, motherfucker. But I actually get really upset during sales because I'm like, oh man, I get to go to those games. I have them all.
Yeah, no, that sucks. and you bought them for higher prices, by the way.
Yeah, no, actually, no, it depends. Sometimes I bought them and what was it? When I did buy them, they're on sales. Like, so sometimes they're slightly reduced, but it's like sometimes I bought them full price, sometimes I bought them half price. But it's just like there aren't any other games. I bought everything I'm interested in. So it's like there's nothing else for me to really get except for like this random game I've never fucking heard of, which sometimes that happens. But it's like as far as $900 on anything, that I honestly don't fucking know what I would do with that. Maybe I would buy a. Actually, I already have a Switch. It's like I don't know.
Jay, how much?
That's pretty easy. Like the games are gonna go up to $70 soon. Just buy 12 fucking new games.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. Yeah, that's the thing. Do you think it's really gonna go up to $70?
Oh, I'm so upset. It's going up to $70.
The fuck was that?
You spent 90, motherfuckers.
No, yeah, I spent 90. What's your problem?
Games are more expensive up here than for me than it is for y'all.
Yeah, that's why I keep telling you Canada sucks. Move over here with us with the Chuckle Brothers.
Oh yeah,
What's the problem?
sure, yeah. We got free healthcare. I'll take that.
Hey, bitch, we got labs and cheaper video games.
There
Who
you
gives a
go.
Shit.
Yeah, and we have a really nice flag.
What's a lab?
No, but here's the thing, though, man.
It burns so well.
Yikes! Jeez.
Anyway,
Despite how many people probably agree with that statement, I do not want to say that because then someone's gonna come kill my ass.
We'll end up on a far right wing channel. Oh my god, they got communist propaganda while they talk about Spider-Man.
Oh man, we got in trouble for fucking giving a bad review to a trailer for Milo 22. So I
that entire movie was cursed because we got banned from YouTube for a year. I ended up trying to go to the movie theater like a month later when it was coming out, and the projector broke. And the movie ended up sucking. So holy shit!
So are we gonna?
I don't even remember that fucking movie.
It was
Yeah,
terrible.
Ronda Rousey and Mark Wahlberg and
Ronda Rousey's in that movie for all of 15 minutes and then dies.
Oh, really?
Because of... Dude, it is so. She does literally nothing, gets hit by a car, and then as they're escaping, Mark Wahlberg hands her a grenade and says, "Good luck."
Jesus. But here's the thing, Gonjo, I'm gonna ask you really quick.
Yes.
Okay, you don't like Nintendo. I'm gonna take one more zero out to make this segment even shorter. Okay, $90. Nintendo. You have to spend on Nintendo products. Which Nintendo products would you spend $90 on?
Whew. All right, are we talking about a single game or are we talking about a whole setup?
You can be whatever the fuck, as long as it doesn't surpass $90.
If we're talking about individual, I probably would spend that for a Conker's cartridge.
Okay, that would take up the whole fucking money. By the way, I've seen Conker's Bad Fur Day with the case being literally 120. So let's just say that he got lucky and fucking got for 90.
This one has no case and it's just a fucking cartridge.
Yeah. But Jeb, what's a game that you spent the most money on ever? By the way.
That's actually a good question.
Yeah. I think I've heard yours before, not on a show. But yeah, but Jed, how about you?
Actually, how much did I spend? You know what? I think I got a special edition of Mass Effect 3 that I think I spent $100-something on.
Oh, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I like the
that's
game.
the first one.
Yeah, that's
I like the game.
Okay. I guess that's all you really need.
Plus getting the DLC too, so like, yeah, that's probably the most expensive.
Was it the Mass Effect collection where you get the 3 games, 1, 2, and 3?
No, it's just the Mass Effect 3. Basically, I got an art book, steel case. I got a patch with it too, and it came with something else, but I can't remember.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, you know what? It came with the first DLC too, with the Protein DLC as well, and something else, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I wanna look this up really quick, cause I am very, very curious. And even though here's the thing, when you look up old games or old special editions, it always shows you like everything else, like the fucking the Wii U edition and all that bullshit. What?
More like Ass Effect, am I right? Shut up, Cedric.
I'm sorry, the third one is a piece of shit.
This actually looks pretty cool. I like the way this. And was it the N7 collector's edition?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it right there.
This is actually pretty cool. I like that. I like those books and everything. I actually did this for Dead Island Riptide, and oh my god, I feel like a fucking idiot for this shit, man.
Alright, so I did the same thing, Jet. I got the special collector's edition of Assassin's Creed 3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so did I actually.
I was so hyped for that game. I stole that statue so quick after I beat it.
I actually still have it.
I'll throw something at it.
I still have. Oh, sorry.
You know what? I got Mortal Kombat X, and I got the Scorpion statue.
Oh, is it actually?
I forgot how much it was, but I have it like right here.
Oh.
Yeah, man. Let me see.
I have a long story with mine.
Wait. Can I guess if yours is Skyrim?
No, it wasn't Skyrim.
Which version?
It was an Elder Scrolls title though.
Did you get the special Elixir edition?
Okay, so my story for this is the most expensive, and honestly, I think after this, I think I just stopped getting like the big collectors. Up until then, I was like, oh, let me get collector's editions. Like I got all the Assassin's Creed ones. So I a bunch. I still have a lot of the fucking things in my downstairs in the basement. All the statues from like Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood and all that shit. But I was super excited because again, I loved Oblivion and I love Skyrim. So I was like, Elder Scrolls Online, that's gonna be great.
Aww.
So okay, so if you bought the special edition for $175, you got 2 weeks early access to the game.
Aww.
So I come home, big ass box, it's huge. I'm so happy. I unpack
you
everything.
I'm
like
disappointed 2 weeks early.
Oh fuck it! Oh, trust me. The 2 weeks is a very important thing that I put up on there because I put the statue. I got the map. It was so cool. And I put the code in, and I download the game, and I start playing. I'm like, this game is boring as fuck. This game is active trash. And I'm playing the beta. I'm like, this fucking game is so fucking bad. Why am I playing this? Oh my god, I wasted so much fucking money. And I fucking didn't even care anymore. So a few months go by. I never touched the game after that. A few months go by, but it was like, wait, what are you talking about? What do you mean the game sucks? I'm like, yeah, the enemy density sucks. The mission sucks. Every single fucking person in the game fucks up my quests. So sneaking in the game is completely pointless. For sneaking missions, it's a god-awful piece of shit. I go on a rant, right? And they go, well, in a couple months, maybe it'll be better. I'm like, okay, let me boot the game up. I still have everything, right? And it's like, you can't play the game. I'm like, why? I'm holding the disc. Like, you can't play the game, but I have the disc. So I call them up, and I'm like, hey, I own the disc. I'm looking at everything right now. Why can't I play it? And the guy goes, oh, because you edited the beta code. You never entered the actual game code. So I'm like, well, what does that mean? He's like, well, you don't have the code. You threw out the receipt that had the code for you to enter the game. Like, so I can't play the game? No. But I'm holding the discs in my hand.
We just have the box? Because I'm pretty sure the box could have had a code on there,
I didn't have it. It was on the receipt.
That's fucking stupid.
So I didn't have the code for the game that I currently had in my hand. So I just threw it the fuck out because I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I don't like this game, and it's like I've never been in a situation where I've had the physical. That's why I probably hate, like, I don't give a fuck about physical copies. So I had the physical copy in my fucking hand, and it didn't matter.
I've never heard no shit like that, like, ever in my life.
Elder Scrolls Online is a shit show, so yeah.
Like, no, you need to put in the code from. Actually, you know what? That's a lie, because I think Sims did that too, where you can't access the game unless you like have the code, even if you do have the disc.
Yeah.
The thing is, you can easily get the code from anywhere.
They wouldn't give you the code.
You know what's funny? I actually had the situation with a game from GameStop. Apparently, what they're trying to do, or I don't even know if it was GameStop, man. It must have been some fucking rinky-dink ass place. But basically, I bought this game that was used, but it said on there like includes a DLC, and I was like, I guess I'll get it. I forgot what game it was, man. I think it was fucking Metal Gear Revengeance. I didn't even get to play it or whatever. But basically, GameStop will buy the code or DLC, whatever the fuck, and put the redeem thingy on there. Like, they give it to you afterwards, like within the receipt or whatever. So then you go home to play it, and if that shit's wrong, or if they gave it to somebody else, or whatever the fuck, or that guy even knew it because he's the one who has the code, well, I just bought a game thinking it's like brand new and I get all this extra content when I just bought a used fucking disc. So it doesn't matter. So, like, that's the shit that really drives me fucking crazy. Is the fact that they had the redeem codes literally on the game or whatever the fuck, like the case or whatever. So, yeah, man. The main thing is people don't pre-order shit, because like that's happened with MK11 for me too. And Alan's gonna make fun of me for this. I know it. I bought MK11 pre-ordered, and this whole time I keep saying Shane Soon on the top of my fucking character list, and he's all flushed out in the colors and everything. And I was like, why can't I click on him? And then it got to a point because I see a Maximilian dude playing as Shane Soon. I'm like, dude, why is fucking everybody? And it took one day. DJ Miles told me, he was like, hey man, so I'm really liking Shane Soon. It's pretty cool, right? I'm like, how the fuck did you get him? I don't know. You go to the store and you download him, huh? So I go to the store, and you get to download him. Yes, you have to buy him again. But the thing is, when it tries to charge you, it's free when you get him. Okay. But the thing is, inside the MK11 store, if you click on the store through MK11 the game, it doesn't show you any of that shit. It just tries to sell you the game's fucking combat pass, which I already have.
Hold on. All right. So let's say
Battlefield 1 does.
If we're back to being like 13, or we ourselves are like those ignorant parents from back in the day. If you don't know that, you basically end up just buying the combat pack.
Again.
Actually, no, because Battlefield 5 does the same fucking thing where it doesn't understand that you bought the season pass. Or Battlefield 1, sorry, it doesn't understand you bought the season pass. And I did buy the season pass. So if you actually do click to go to the store, it'll just tell you to download it.
Yeah, Call of Duty World War II did that to me too, where it's like I wanted to play these maps, and every time I click on the map, it's like, you don't have to, you have to buy it. So I'm like, okay, let me buy it. No, you already had the combat pass, don't buy it. Okay, well, I want to fucking play it.
Yeah, so sometimes you have to go to the pass and then download the pass, because I had to do that with Battlefield when I reinstalled.
With a lot of games, because I got into retro, I'm back into retro gaming, and one of the things is, for a lot of the Xbox games, they either lost their license agreement with Xbox, or the companies are shut down, no one knows these IP anymore, so they don't know how to legally sell them. So there's a lot of games that if you'll try to play them, even though you download in the store and everything, you can't actually play them because they can't legally stream it to you. So I had to actually go back and buy Fables and the Godfather series, because if you don't have a physical copy, you can't play those games.
That's actually a problem for a lot of the older games. Like, as soon as you get like past the 360, like 360 and upwards, it's not that much of a deal. Like, I don't think anyone's ever gonna have a problem playing a PS4 game ever again.
Yeah,
because it's like that's gonna be around in one form or another.
Well, because we all bitched about it every new generation console.
Yeah,
yeah.
So it's like that's the benefit of everything being online now. It's like, yeah, you never really had to deal with that problem.
Well, see, and I would say that, but then like I still can't play Scott, or I can't. Luckily, I have
okay,
the hard
but that's the thing. A lot of the situations like Scott Pilgrim and PT are one of those ones where everyone's like, "What the fuck actually happened?" Like, that's not a common thing.
Yeah.
No, but it's a common thing now, because like with the Godfather series, that was an agreement. The game was produced. The games, like even the second one, had like a kind of mediocre reviews, but they sold decently to well. But because the license was already up, you can't sell it again without Xbox going back and buying those licenses, or the studio that produced the video game going back and renewing their license with it. That's why if you ever buy a Grand Theft Auto San Andreas or Vice City now, a lot of the songs are gone from the original.
Oh,
you
really?
have to, yeah. If you play the original or the emulated version of the first generation that came out for the PlayStation 2, they have more songs on there than is actually on the new ones. They had to get rid of a lot of the Michael Jackson stuff. They had to get rid of a lot of the Prince stuff. They had to get rid of a lot of some of the dance stuff, because those music agreements, you have to renew them. They're only guaranteed for a certain amount of years.
Yeah.
So their years are up. So they go back, Steam and all these companies that want to sell GTA. If they don't renew the agreement, or they're just nice about it, like, yeah, you keep selling it with this summer, fine. They have to go back in there and get rid of it off the game.
Wouldn't it be funny if they just have like cover bands do the songs again? Like have some guy that sounds like Prince.
I don't know what they're gonna do
That's
because
so
like
good.
if they have to keep following this principle, unless the songs were like already considered public domain, they have eventually you're gonna get on a San Andreas and you're gonna have to put a YouTube player next to you because it's gonna be quiet as fuck except for the guys talking.
Yeah.
No, you can use again. There are ways you can do it in the game where you just have a situation where it's like, yeah,
Get the Ice AJ Fish to do the cover.
Something about you, girl.
no. What you do is you just have what Saints Row 1 did, and I don't know why GTA never did it. Have it so you can put your own custom playlist.
Oh, you can do that. You
A
can
lot
do
of
that.
problems.
No, see,
In the
they
PC versions,
stopped.
they always give you the ability to do that. It's not in the
Oh, do they? Okay. I
Well,
didn't
even
know.
Xbox
I
did
thought
until
the
they
radios.
smartened up. Xbox was doing that too, and then they smartened up and said, 360, how about let's just take away shit from people? Same thing with wrestling. In the WWE games, you're able to put any kind of song you want as your wrestler's theme song, and then after a while they said, no, fuck that. The PS3 X and B.
You can tell my wrestler back in that Monday Raw day never passed his drug screenings.
No, but like even like the PS3 X and B, I didn't understand this, but like they used to be a great media player for music. I was playing games like Minecraft, and I just have a playlist playing. PS4 took that completely off.
Oh man! Oh, the fucking PS4 Spotify is a complete waste of your fucking time. It only plays the first 20 songs. It doesn't filter through your entire playlist. So if you have more than 20 songs in your Spotify playlist, it won't actually play anything past that. But the PS4 does have a USB player, so it doesn't fucking matter. You just basically, you plug it in and you literally just play music off your USB. It's not the big deal.
Honestly, my favorite thing about the old consoles was the music player because, man, there's so many nights where I just spent staring at the fucking, like...
The visualizations?
The visualizations, going and stuff, just... Man, I really feel this Pink Floyd song right now. Those triangles.
No, it's great, man. And then like sometimes too, like you can download those dynamic backgrounds and
I got those for the computer.
Yeah, those are awesome, dude. Like, so yeah, but come on, Sony, what the fuck? Take your shit away. Xbox, we guys taking things away. Like that's why I feel like I want someone to take shit away from them. Like take shit away from these motherfuckers. And Nintendo Switch is doing that. And that's why you, Ganja, will come to the Church of Nintendo and pay your fucking respects. You motherfucker. No.
I'll piss on the floors and shit on the walls.
Ski.
Oh, you're playing Splatoon. Got it.
Exactly. But anyways, that's the last thing we're going to be talking about until we, by the time we get to the movies. Oh yes. So I love me some Sylvester Stallone, but I think at this point, even I gotta take a step back and say, stop with the man crush. Like I gotta stop.
He's also too old for you, bro.
Never. Hey, just like R. Kelly said, age doesn't matter, right? So...
Are you really using that as a defense right now?
I wouldn't call him as a great philosopher, but I understand where you're coming from.
No. See, the reason I'm making that joke too is even last night. By the way, people, we're watching a bunch of music videos from like the last few decades.
Hey, look, there's a bus coming.
Yeah.
Oh no! Hey, Ganja, which one of us do you think you're gonna go underneath?
Hold on, I was not gonna throw Ganja on the bus. I literally was not gonna do that. But
like
anyway.
I said, which one of
I'm
us?
ready to roll someone over. Like, who's rolling over?
No, because here's the thing. Last night, there's a song by R. Kelly that came on. And it's like, all I want to do is bump and grind. And then there's like another song about age. He's like, age is just... Or no, that's a Aaliyah song.
That's Aaliyah, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like...
You know who was in charge of making sure she sang it, though.
No, but it's funny how everyone dances. Ooh, that's a good song. Yeah, bump and grind. Oh, age doesn't matter. And then when a motherfucker turns out to actually be about his song, which he did write it, motherfuckers, like, then it's like, ew. It's like, no, you danced to that fucking song. You own up to what you fucking did. Like, you're over there, like, fucking, like, clapping, woo, bump and grind, yeah, fucking people, and, fuck, age doesn't matter, which is
we bumped and grinded to a bunch of his bullshit songs, and then as soon as it came out, we're like, we're not gonna bump and grind those songs anymore.
That happened to me last night. That's why I thought you were gonna throw me on the bus, because when Ignition came on, I forgot who made it, and I was like,
No, the only R. Kelly song that's not canceled is Remix to Ignition.
Nah, still, I think so. But, like, here's the thing. Like, I'm not gonna... But, like, even me, and maybe I put myself out there to be an asshole, but it's like, I like the song Oreo by R. Kelly, and, like, the music video is fucked up, because the music video is all those girls living in his house, and he's just, like, abusing them, kind of like, you're my slave, you're my sexual worker, you're, all this other shit.
Oh, shit.
And the thing is, though, it's like, the song's really good. I didn't know about him having this house full of chicks that he's abusing. I didn't know that shit. I liked the video was kind of cool, and I liked the song.
Yeah, but that's one of the things. It's like when you look at a video and it's like you probably don't think anything of it at the time, but it's like, and then something bad comes out. It's like it happens a lot, but like People are so quick to be like, "Oh man, this happened in this one video. Everyone in Hollywood and media is a piece of crap." It's like, yeah, there's a fuck ton, but it's not 100%.
At least Sylvester Stallone never done anything like that.
Exactly. Well, shit. I mean, one time he almost got in trouble.
No,
But
he
it's
just
okay.
made escape.
Wait, has he done anything like that?
There's something that came out like about a year
There's
ago.
an accusation, but it didn't go anywhere.
Oh, okay.
But then again, it's Sylvester Stallone. He's like, "Don't you do that to me? I'll fuck you up." And she's like, "Okay, I'm sorry, you didn't touch me." So
I always felt like he took advantage of Adrian a little bit.
No, you just assumed that.
I always
How
got
so?
from like the character Adrian that she was a little bit of a ditz. And
No, you just
and-
assumed that because you're a horrible person.
I don't know, man. I always felt like Adrian was a little bit on the short bus side, so I felt like Rocky
oh
was
my
taking
gosh.
advantage of her, being shy and shit.
Don't listen to this man. This is a man that assumed the starting of Up was because the woman had an abortion.
Yeah, I did. I did do that. In my defense, I was close. It was a miscarriage.
holy shit.
No.
Wait,
The only
what?
difference is God did it.
You just couldn't get pregnant.
Yikes.
Hey, Alan, let's talk about those Muslims and their peas then while we're at it.
Yikes.
Oh yeah, this motherfucker doesn't know what he's talking about. Jesus Christ.
What happened next? I
We're
gotta
on the,
hear
okay, this is the last Illuminati. I think it's episode 9. It just came out actually, so check that out on Metropolis
Yeah.
when we plug it at the end. But this motherfucker, I was we were talking about vegan shit and talking about how fucking stupid vegans are. And I was talking about, I'm like, well, if you want to eat fucking vegetables, just go Arab shit. Like 90% of our food's vegetable. I go, man, I don't want to eat those mashed up peas. I'm like, peas? What the fuck are you talking about? Like, people don't eat peas. It's like, yeah, chickpeas. Those are fucking different to peas, you motherfucker.
I thought they were the fucking same thing, bro.
No, they are so different. First of all, one is not green. It's like easy way to determine the difference. No, I'm still mad at that.
I can tell you're so mad.
I could have a thing where I like to tell Alan about his culture sometimes.
Oh my god, it's a running thread.
Good Lord.
I did it once and now I just do it all the time to fuck with him.
Oh no, because this guy had an argument with me about if I can eat shrimp or not, and tried to tell me my
I
religion.
forgot which sect he was, and I
Yeah.
should have asked that first instead of arguing the point first.
But here's the thing. Fucking Sylvester Stallone. It's gonna be back. He's playing Expendables 4. You just came out with Escape Plan with him and Batista, so that's kind of cool. But like,
No, that was Escape Plan 2.
oh, what did I say?
Escape Plan 3 is, I don't think I know Batista's in it, but Escape Plan 3 is coming out.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Like, come on, man. Well, here's the thing, man. Either way, Escape Plan is a thing that's continuing going on. I'm actually very surprised by that. But now we got this fucking Expendables 4 thing. I'm like, at this point now, I gotta say enough's enough. He's doing this fucking Rambo thing. He's gonna continue on with the Creed thing, I'm pretty sure. Honestly, I am so not hyped for this. Jed, I heard you. I think you're about to get fucking mad. What are you feeling about this?
I've never seen any of the Expendable movies, and I don't plan to, so I really don't care.
You want to see the Avengers of fucking the 80s, heroes? Like, honestly, like, I understand why you wouldn't like it, but at the same time, it's like, there's so much shit happening. That's one of those theatrical experiences.
I'm not going to sit there, like, watching a movie where I can barely understand what they're saying.
Like, most of the Expendable movies are garbage.
I mean, well, that's the thing. There's like, even if they're, I know this is gonna sound like I'm full of shit, but it's like, dude, you're guaranteed to have big action scenes. You're guaranteed to have big fucking boom and the whole fucking thing. It's like a Michael Bay.
Ow!
But okay, no. I've seen all the Expendable movies. I like the second one. The first one is really bad. The third one is really boring. The second one is amazing because they just said, fuck it, we're having fun with this. And it's my favorite fucking one. The action scenes are way better in the second one than they are in the first or third one. The first one was just trying so hard to be the goriest thing in the world because Rambo 4 just fucking came out a couple years prior. So they're trying to be as gory as that fucking movie. And then the second one, they're like, well, no, fuck it. Let's just have fun with the actors we have on screen. And they basically go a bit more comedy, but they still have good action scenes. The third one just felt like they just made this movie out of commitment.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, here's the thing, man. It's like right now everyone's so into universes and they're so into just nostalgia. It's like Expendables makes sense for that kind of stuff, but it's like 3 did not do well. Apparently, they blamed it on piracy. I think a big thing was that people.
They always blame it. It's not the piracy of the critics.
Yeah, well, I mean, critics is kind of an important thing. Like, they blame it on critics. They just admit it. Like, yeah, our movie sucks, all right?
What
Like,
if your movie was just garbage?
like, dude, you know what's
Yeah.
funny? It's like I didn't know that one movie The Rock did. I think it was Baywatch. I didn't know the movie was gonna be so bad until The Rock made a post about people saying it was bad. It's like he just demarketed his fucking movie.
I think he said that about Skyscraper as well.
Yeah. He's like, oh, you guys just don't get it, man. You're fucking assholes. It's like, well, no one's really. You're The Rock. Like your influence and your people that are like watching your shit and reading your tweets. No one's gonna like get through that to say your shit's garbage. Like
Nah,
it's
son, I got it. I get you 100% Rock. You see, I get where you're coming from. You wanted that trip to Dubai. I get you.
yeah, man. But yeah, looking at this, I'm not really hyped for Stallone to do Expendables 4, but I will say that like, I hope that he continues making these movies and maybe even like, doing something with Arnold that's not this. Like, the Expendables idea is just fucking stupid. Like, just like, hey, here's a bunch of old
Expendables
guys.
idea is fine. I actually like the idea of it. That's why I watched all three. But again, it just feels like then there's only one good one. And I one day, at this point, I want to put Expendables 2 on in the fucking after hours because I want to tell people that Expendables 2 is the Gears of War movie.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. Yeah, like, man,
Yeah, I won't argue that.
all of them should be playing as fucking Marcus Phoenix. Like, holy shit.
Okay, Sylvester Stallone is Marcus Phoenix. What you call it? Not Chris Hemsworth. Liam Hemsworth is the Carmine. The Russians are just the locusts, and what was it? Terry Crews is Coltrane. Like,
Yeah.
you can fit everything in here.
Yeah, man. No, but we'll see what happens with that. Man, watching Expendables in the Antarctic might actually be a pretty good idea. So we'll see. You guys can let us know later on when we get into that. But now, Mr. Alan Shakazine,
Yo,
it's time for us to talk about that goddamn Spider-Mans. Yeah, I am so worried right now. Y'all probably know why I'm worried, because I'm scared about you motherfuckers talking shit to me, saying I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about because y'all like your Spider-Mans.
I mean, you don't.
So I'm gonna go ahead and start this off right here. Let me just my XSplit's fucking up. Sorry, I'm trying to like stall as much as I can. But here he is, the beautiful Tom Holland. Oh, look at me! Look at his hands too. He's like, yeah, look at these big fucking cheeks right here, bro.
I know I'm the biggest spoiler in the world, but spoilers for Endgame coming up right now.
Yeah, how'd you feel about that, by the way? Did that bother you?
Nah, it's fine. I get it.
Yeah, okay. But here's the thing, man. Talking about fucking good old goddamn Spider-Mans. Premise is as simple as once upon a time, Peter Parker falls for another girl. Just so happens that this girl, or his feelings for falling for her, happens during the worst goddamn week of his life. Like,
Well, it's more the premise of, hey, we're gonna put Spider-Man in Europe, which I was talking to Ganja. I'm like, I don't really remember Spider-Man, even in the comics, ever leaving New York. Like, maybe he went to a different place in America, but like, this is the first time I could think of where they just fucking put him in a European country.
No,
I'm like,
I've been to Europe before.
Oh, has he? Okay, I must have. Yeah, there's so many comics, but it's like, yeah, to me, it's an interesting premise of like, hey, let's just, okay, Iron Man stuff happened in Endgame with Iron Man, so we need somebody to fill the void. Peter Parker has to step up, but he doesn't really want to, and he'd rather go on a vacation and live his life than be a superhero, and then chaos ensues.
yeah, and this motherfucker, like, even that description, which you're not wrong by that description, but it's almost like he sounds like a spoiled brat, kind of. Of just like, I don't want to be a superhero right now. I don't want to do that yet.
Honestly, can you blame him? I remember one of the biggest complaints you had with Homecoming is, why doesn't Peter Parker just not do stuff? And it's like, that's kind of the premise of this movie, of he doesn't really want to fill the shoes of somebody else.
Yeah, no, you're right. This guy right here too, man. I don't know what you feel about what's his name, Jon Favreau?
Mr.
Yeah, Jon Favreau, happy.
Yeah, oh yeah, Mr. Happy. There you go. Yeah, it's just funny. Like every single time he was on screen, he was just like doing some like extra fat boy shit. So I don't know, but anyways, man, all I gotta say though is like, this whole
May likes a guy that can eat, I guess.
which is fine. I'm not judging anybody at all. But anyways, yeah, like to discuss this once again too, like, and by the way, I guess we're doing this like point wise. I had to say this earns a point, but let me just ask you, like, if you're watching this, what do you want to see when you watch Spider-Man movie? Or any kind of Marvel movie? You want to see action, you want to see people explode, you want to see big villains, high stakes situations, especially after fucking Infinity War. Gotta tell you, man, like this, I don't feel like lots of that even happens here. I think the premise is about shit that I don't think that this movie should be about. It's very weird for me. Like, even though the premise is okay in some senses, it's just like, this is not the movie that I saw the trailer for. I mean, do you feel that way at all, Alan?
I mean, there's different ways to feel about the movie, but as far as the premise, like, no, that's what I want for superhero stuff. I'm kind of sick and tired of superheroes. All they're doing is consistently saving the world. Like, yeah, their job is to save people, but a superhero, like superheroes in comics, their job is to more tell a parable of life, of a human struggle, of a human story through the eyes of a character that has to deal with other struggles. That's the point of it. It's like sci-fi. It's like how Greek myths were. There's stories to tell people so that they can use that to live their lives. So when you're reading a Spider-Man comic, it's about him struggling with all this incredible, like, he has incredible power and he has to struggle with that. So it's supposed to be a parable of like you struggling with your life and you're seeing someone else try to live their life. that's what these are supposed to be about. So it's like there are end game level movies that need to exist because you want all these characters on the same screen. But smaller movies are stuff I actually prefer. I wish there were more smaller movies. Movies are more like the premise for this movie.
Yeah. But Jet, how about you? What did you feel about the premise as far as this?
She's too busy making a message right now, so give her a chance.
Wait,
Oh, I was listening. I can multitask, bitch.
Yeah, you can multitask, but I can hear you type it.
Yeah, I can do both, bitch.
But Jet, premise-wise, what'd you feel about this? And I mean, I'm pretty sure we probably missed a couple of things or whatever. But yeah, like, what'd you feel about the premise?
Honestly, I didn't really find it all that interesting. Like they go to London, like something's happening there. It's very average.
Yeah, I mean, and it's almost like I want to say,
there's nothing really to say. Like it's any other like superhero premise.
yeah, a little paint by numbers, and more so than superhero premise. I think the main thing here, because like there's certain things, and by the way, like right now, I guess let's decide literally on the show. Are we gonna talk about spoilers or nah?
I'm pretty sure everyone watching now has seen Spider-Man, so
I think we can get through most of this movie without talking about spoilers.
Honestly, spoiler-wise, there's the 2 after credits and maybe some story development, but there's not too much spoiler in this because again, it's.
what about the villain?
No. Again, going to a lot of people's points, it's going to happen throughout this review. This movie is a big filler movie.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we won't. Wait, CJ says nope, haven't seen it. Saw the Stingers though. Why did you see the Stingers and not the goddamn movie?
Maybe he got spoiled on the Stingers.
Probably. You know, that makes
I
sense.
can see that happening.
Yeah. But yeah, for me, yeah. Now I'm thinking about more so too. Is like just the whole paint by numbers aspect of it. I gotta give it a thumbs down, just because of the fact that's like, you know, you could have did more. There's so much potential for all these fucking movies, and when you mess up on that potential, that's a problem for me. Ganja, premise wise, what'd you feel about it?
I think it had a chance with its premise because those idea of taking a character that's notoriously based around the city of New York and actually putting them in these different environments, these different cultures, and seeing how well this character either clashes with the background or actually blends in well with the scenery that they're trying to put him into. They didn't do any of that. This was just a regular Spider-Man movie. They just changed the big cities with European ones. They did maybe a few cultural references here and there, but besides that, it was exactly the same fucking movie over and over again. When it comes to the way it was presented, it was well done in the sense that it was a superhero movie. All the action was proper to me. I felt like the way the characters moved, the way he fought, was very well done. I like one touch where the character is actually lit on fire in one sequence, and the way it's actually touched upon within the internal dialogue. But besides that, there's hardly any story to be presented here. There's hardly any character development here, but if besides the stuff that's like the cool action sequence, there's a very bare minimum presentation. It's basically if you go to like a science fair and the kid did all the printouts and the cool glitter and shit, and you find out the experiment is just like an egg that just moves to gravity.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with that. But yeah, hopefully we can kind of. I hope that this doesn't get contentious towards the end. But we did talk before the show, by the way, too, and I think we're kind of in the same pace for all of us. So we will see how that fucking turns out. But for me, man, moving on to the next thing as far as the intended audience here. I gotta say, you know, I would imagine that with all of Marvel's logos and constant fucking referencing to Iron Man and everything, and Avengers and all that bullshit, and Shield, you know, why did this movie feel like it wasn't like it wasn't for Marvel fans? Like lots of this felt like I guess like the wrong term to use for this would be like, you know, a coming of age story. But we are seeing a teen kind of like, you know, see his romantic fucking storyline kind of unravel, you know, and see how his friends are reacting to certain things, etc. And it's like, is that really the important part of this right now? Like we just started this movie off talking about like everything happened with Endgame. Like half the fucking universe was gone. So like this is just a weird way to kind of like just change the entire genre of what the film is. Like, I mean, I guess we'll talk about tone later on, but it's like, yeah, I had to give this a thumbs down just because of the fact that, like, yeah, being a Marvel fan, and I think this was for, and you know, it's intended for Marvel fans. Even in this trailer that I'm showing right now, Tom Holland even starts off like, "Hey guys, it's gonna be spoilers because you guys all saw Endgame, so fucking like, you know, be careful." Yeah, if I was a Marvel fan, I'd be pissed off. I think I really do. Alan, how about you?
I think this, I'm going to specifically interchange these terms because they're not the fucking same. This is for MCU fans. This is not.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this straight up. I'm not sure this is for comic book fans. I think this is for MCU fans. This is for people that are fan of the current MCU, the 23, 24 fucking movies that they've done. And I think as far as, yeah, if you're an MCU fan, yeah, you're gonna like this fucking movie because it gives you everything you want. You have the iconic character. He's in his suits. He gets multiple suits. he fights big bad guys. He gets the girl at the fucking end. If you're an MCU fan, you probably enjoy this movie.
And again, the whole point of the movie is to destroy this glowing thing.
Yeah, god damn, they gotta stop that shit.
What was the glowing thing this time?
The drones, they all
Yeah.
grew. Every time you saw them, they were glowing this bright blue shit. Like it was fucking. What's the one that likes to jerk off to with the blue light? J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, yeah, weird lens flare thing.
Oh, he was hard throughout this movie. He got to see it.
Yeah, Jed, how about you, intended audience? What do you think this was for, and do you feel like this earns a point because of that?
I gotta agree with Alan here. Like, I guess like MCU fans would actually really like this because like they don't read the comics, they don't care. Comic book fans, I'm pretty sure they would have a problem with this because this is way fucking different than with the shit that happens in the comics. Like, I've discussed this before. Like, Spider-Man does not like Iron Man at all, and the fact that basically they're trying to make him into that in a certain way, it's really off-putting, to be honest.
The only time that Spider-Man ever likes to give you some credit to what your criticism is, the only time he ever likes him is in the Ultimate series, and it's because it's a schoolboy crush on this like big guy that's like what Peter aspires to be. But throughout the storyline of him getting to know him in Ultimate, especially with the Civil War stuff, that gets dropped heavily, and he just ends up hating Tony Stark, and they even fight at the end. So there is a little bit of that aspect with him. It's Ultimate, but not the one Miles Morales. They did two versions. So it's a little weird, but they have done it before where they've been friends and kind of mentorship, but it always gets thrown out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I
and
really wish it
also,
stopped doing
like-
that too. Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, and also like I'm struggling to actually see if this is actually for Spider-Man fans. Is it really? I mean, I guess if you really love Spider-Man, like you're gonna like him no matter what. So I guess I'll give this a thumbs up here.
Yeah, and that's another thing too to even discuss about this. Like, yeah, once again with the these Spider-Man movies, why is Tony Stark always like this is like for Iron Man fans almost sometimes. I'm like, dude, can you please get over Iron Man? Like, if you're somebody who doesn't like fucking Iron Man, this is something that you might want to avoid.
All right, I got a theory. What's going on here?
What?
Because they're trying to teach him as this Jesus figure within the universe. Drop that, because they've done that with Captain America. They do it with everybody. My thing is, I feel like this is a marketing ploy. Because with Iron Man being one of the most enjoyable characters for a lot of people in the MCU universe, if they don't like Bruce Banner, Black Widow, Thor, or anybody else of the main ones I'm forgetting, they tend to be mostly majority fans of Iron Man, just because Robert Downey Jr. plays that character so well, and it's kind of clear cut made for him. So people appreciate his actual performance to the point that they see the character embodied with him. And I think that brings a lot more people to the audience. But now that he's kind of retired, the Tony Stark character, both in the series and in his contract, they have to do a kind of pass on the torch that keeps the people that are fans of Iron Man watching these other series. So I have a feeling they're trying to do that with Spider-Man. That's why there's a lot of mentions to Iron Man throughout the movie. There's even use of a lot of Iron Man tech and memorabilia in the movie. Hell, there's some characters that come out of the first Iron Man movie to come back.
Yeah.
See,
And
that-
shit, fuck that up.
Oh, he fucked it all up. But that's all I think, so that Sony and the Marvel Universe can make Spider-Man the next Iron Man in their eyes.
Well, no,
That's
no,
gonna
yeah.
sell toys. That's going to sell the magazines. They want Tom Holland to do that.
See, that pisses me off because they have a character that can do that. Her name's Riri Williams.
nobody-
Williams. Yeah, people are saying the
No
same
one
things
knows that
about
character.
Miles. Like, look where he is now. The thing is, they have a character that's supposed to do that. Like, if they really want someone to be the next Iron Man, like, don't get rid of Iron Man. Then.
Haven't you noticed, though, Jet, that Tom Holland's just there to whitewash the black character storylines?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Fuck. I'm not even gonna get into that.
This is 2-0, Alan. This is 2-0 at this point.
Okay, what they're actually trying to do is, as much as Iron Man is the most popular MCU fucking character ever, Spider-Man is the most popular comic character. Well, at least the top three. The first two are fucking DC. But number 3 is fucking Spider-Man. He is the most popular comic book character ever. So what are they going to do? Well, they already got rid of Iron Man's contract. They're putting Spider-Man in the role there because they're going to get the butts and seats of everyone that knows Spider-Man, which is a lot of people on Earth. Like, they're going to keep the fans there because they're like, yeah, people love Spider-Man. Love the fuck out of Spider-Man. So it's like, of course, you're still going to keep the butts in the seats if you don't have Iron Man going around. So you have, that's why they did the whole mentor thing. So you can, pass the torch. It's like, it's the plot of the movie is passing the torch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I can see that too. But yeah,
They could do that with literally anybody else and not have it be Spider-Man. They have a character for that.
Spider-Man's more popular than currently. I think currently right now Spider-Man's more popular than any other.
No, he's more whitewashing the audience that Nick just pulled up in a second ago.
Yeah, no. And I guess since we're talking about character, taking away from the
Look
negative
how
stuff
white
that
that audience is. Caucasian land.
What the fuck are you?
I just
I
now
don't know what
noticed.
he's
I just
doing.
now noticed that all the characters' heads are white.
Well, no, I mean the girls that he's into usually are. Oh, you mean like the
No,
fucking?
I mean
He's
on
the
our,
little
I mean
backdrop.
on our backdrop. I mean like on the overlay, not an actual goddamn Spider-Man movie.
Okay, can you not do that? Like we
Yeah, stop
some
making
of these
jokes
people.
and all, man.
No, because people we can't even see some of these faces. Like we see like maybe like four side cheeks or whatever the fuck, but like for the most part, like we don't know these characters in the bottom
I
of the
feel
screen.
like I'm
black
in the
and white.
back of this theater, not by
4
choice.
of them are mine. 4 of those are my hands.
And keep in mind they're watching Spider-Man. Of course they're gonna be fucking white nerds. Oh my god, well look at love Peter Parker.
The floor's now stickier.
Yeah,
I'm so glad you
it's
spent
coming
money
for
on
the
Black Panther.
room full of people that also watch the movie.
True. But continue with your point, Nick. I was being funny.
All right, thank you, motherfucker. Taking away from everything I said earlier about the negative stuff about this, I have to say the character development actually is fine. I'll give it a thumbs up for it because Ned, Spidey Boy's best friend, actually grows a little bit here. At least for, there's certain things
Does
that
he?
he does to an extent because you never thought in the first Spider-Man Homecoming that certain things wouldn't happen with his character. You're like, this is gonna be the guy who's always fucking lonely, that's never
Does
cool.
he?
Yeah, he's
I
annoying as
think-
fucking.
I think you're just happy Fat Boy got the girl.
No, well, like, see, here's the thing. I was until, and this is the thing that happens with a lot of these fucking movies that come out nowadays, the ending fucked it all up and pissed me the fuck off. Because there was a piece of this here that was like, you know what? Ned's not so bad. Like, he clearly has the gift of gab a little bit just because of the way he's not a loser. Like, I mean, that's the main thing to not say spoilers. The guy's not a loser in this one. Alan, I want to ask you, did you feel like with at least Ned, that character was actually a little bit different this time around, that he was actually better?
No. He was the exact same character he is in there. Every single person is the exact same fucking character here. Spider-Man, for some fucking reason, out of fucking nowhere, because the comic books, decidedly decides to love Mary Jane. Ned, just to give him something to fucking do, joins up with a random girl just because they need more screen time for the actress. And to give him something to kind of not always be around Spider-Man because he's busy doing whatever the fuck he's fucking doing. Mary Jane just shows up whenever the fuck they needs to and has this constant fucking bullshit they always do with female characters where she's only around if she's useful, and as soon as she's useful, she either gets captured or goes off screen so that the main character can do their fucking goal. Because God forbid we ever need any moral support or conversation with this love interest. No, you're just here to make sure you're useful. If you're useful, you're good. That fucking statement she says, "Oh, I'm pretty, I have value," is so fucking strong with that character. That character is just there for fan service, and it pisses me the fuck off.
No, but that part actually irritated me from her though, because now she's almost making a mockery of that whole situation about like, oh, women are only good to be looked at and only to serve
That
the
happens
men.
in all these fucking movies. It's pissing me the fuck off. Where the female character is only there to do that little smart thing to make sure that the plot can move forward. Because we can't have the main character be super smart the whole time, because then he won't have any flaws. So make it so that he's not omniscient. So you have the other character to give them something slightly useful to fucking do. They did that in the last movie with Ned, where it's like, well, Spider-Man, even though he's super smart, can't figure out a suit. So get this stupid fucking guy who just happens to be his friend, but for some fucking reason knows how computer skills out to work, and then he does nothing for the rest of the fucking movie. It's like they do this all the fucking time, and it pisses me off. The characters in this movie, except for Mysterio, oddly enough, all the characters in the movie are awful.
Did the story development aggravate you as much, Jet, as it's aggravating Alan?
Oh yeah, story development or character development?
Well, character development, but I mean, I guess it's part of the story. But yeah, like of course, character development.
Yeah, this shit probably, in my opinion, was the worst character development in basically all these Marvel movies that I've seen. Mm-hmm. Literally, nobody grew. Nobody. Everyone was the exact same. Ned and that one girl were the absolute worst. They got on my nerves so fucking bad because they really didn't even need to be there. They were there, like, their relationship was only useful for one part of the movie that had to do with fucking Mysterio and Spider-Man. That's it. Their whole relationship afterwards, unneeded, filler. You could take out all their fucking scenes and it would not change a single fucking thing in the movie. MJ, she's my favorite character in the last one. In this one, she's kind of the same, but she does a tiny bit more. But then again, that's not character development. That's not character development. Just having two characters get together is not character development. Like, having someone realize, oh, I have a crush on this fucking character is not character development whatsoever. I'm tired of people doing that. Like, oh, they developed so much because they got into a relationship. What fucking character development book are you guys reading where you guys think that's fucking character development? It's not. The only character that actually is somewhat interesting is honestly Mysterio, and even that, I didn't really even like him either.
Yeah,
I honestly thought he was really, really plain. He was very boring. Take like I guess later in the movie he does some cool ass shit, but besides that, he's so fucking boring. Anyone who puts this dude on their top 10 list, they're on crack probably. They're probably on crack.
Not to add to Jet's point, when it comes to the story, it's very half-assed. Like we were talking about this earlier, and she brought up a great point. So Nick Fury, from all the way from all these movies, from the first one to when he appears in Iron Man, all the way to now, he's established as his character is extra paranoid. He always knows what's going on. He always has a sense about him. In this movie, he does no research whatsoever into Mysterion. I don't know if he knows where if he actually came from a parallel universe. All those plot holes begin to start popping up, and I think it's just so they could do the fucking little thing at the end and have it justified. So it makes no sense throughout the story of why this is happening. Characters that were developed to have these intuitions and these abilities to have like these future sight because they're so damn well talented in their job is gone now. It was like an etch sketch. I guess the blip took that shit out too. So, like, when it comes to the actual story, all right, Nick, Alan said earlier, I don't know if you're there for that, but if this was a daytime television show or one of those Saturday morning cartoons, this would work. Because they would do serialized episodes that didn't call back to anything. Maybe once in a while you get like 2 or 3 episodes that were a trilogy of one episode, and they were doing a runoff or a series. But most of the time, they're all their own separate adventures. That's what this movie felt like. It felt like a filler where they're on their separate adventure. If this was Naruto or any of those animes, y'all would have got pissed at this shit. Yeah. All the weeaboos would have raised hell at this. Because this is a filler fucking movie. The only character developments happen are towards the end of the film, and they're rushed. Anytime you feel like Peter's becoming his own, it gets thrown out for him to either do Spider-Man shit, or for him to have this complex idea of like, oh, am I going to do Spider-Man or I could be my own person, which we saw 3 Spider-Man movies are out about that already. Yeah. Andrew Garfield's done it, the one with Tobey Maguire's done it, and now this one. So I don't know what else they're going to do with the storyline in terms of, are they going to keep rehashing it? Because it seems like that's what they're going to do with this etch a lot of the characters. Or are they going to create these character relationships out of nowhere, using the blip as a time skip justifier, and then just throwing it out at the last minute, similar to what they do some relationships in this film. Yeah. The story is very weak. I give it a thumbs down.
Yeah, no, and like that's the thing. Like for me, I don't even know what I'm gonna give it yet. I'm just kind of basing off of you guys. But like the one thing over here too is like this, you know, just like what Jet said, Mysterio actually was, unfortunately, because I honestly I think he was bad too. But I have to say he was the best character because of the fact that like at least we got some kind of character development as far as like the two spectrums from him. Like
that's
there was
something that threw me the fuck off. Like once again with the Nick Fury shit, like none of the shit that he was doing was making sense. Like this is making no goddamn sense. So you didn't do this, you didn't do this, you didn't do this. Nick Fury throughout all these other movies does this shit, and this shit just slides like, and then somehow it gets explained. Go fuck yourself with that bullshit. That was the most
annoying. With that bullshit.
Mess me with that bullshit.
I hate most of the characters in this movie, but Mysterio is the only one I actually liked. When it starts happening, you actually start seeing what the character is. You start seeing the man behind the machine. And it worked really, really well. He was probably what kept me from hating this fucking movie. But yeah, like Jet said, every other character in this movie is awful and doesn't get developed at all. Like, there's no reason. The only reason that MJ and Peter are together is because they're together in the comics. There's no, like, he didn't even like her in the first one. They exchanged like 5 words together. He was just into Movie Alley the whole time.
Yeah, Movie Alley.
I forgot her name. I think her name was Liz, but we've been calling her Movie Alley.
Yeah, Liz, or her real name Laura Harrier. I guess that's her name. But yeah, Movie Alley is perfect.
Like,
though.
Fucking, my God, like you like that just keeps pissing me off. Like, okay, so no one picked up the fact that this character appeared in a certain scene. No one picked up this shit, and you're supposed to be like in charge of basically all the superhero shit. All the technology shit, and nobody picked up this shit that was going on. Fuck this movie. And then they try to explain the fucking plot holes in the last with shit you could easily fucking miss if you're like in a hurry or some shit.
And not only that, the last minutes don't even explain the plot. Some of the plot holes that I have, like there's some things dialogue wise and character wise that doesn't explain at fucking all.
Yeah, no, and we'll get into that in a little bit because over here, emotion-wise, I gotta tell you, I could give a fuck less about this movie's stakes or its character. This has such an immensely over-predictable fucking payoff and climax that, like, after being bored for an hour, I really needed more than just a fucking, like, whatever they gave me in the second half. Like, you're trying to make someone feel emotional about this, whether it's happy or sad, and they just make a joke out of fucking nowhere. I cannot stand it. And this happens a lot with Endgame, too, where it's like, I'm enjoying this conversation. I'm like laughing because like Captain America and somebody's like kind of like hey what's up bro, like the whole fucking thing. I'm like oh this is kind of nice, and then they force you into this dialogue of man it's awful what Thanos did isn't it? Oh yeah it's terrible. The very beginning of this fucking movie, man, the first 2 minutes I was already hating this because of the fact that they have these characters. First you think it's gonna be for teens because it's Far From Home Spider-Man. It's gonna be him chasing his fucking crush or whatever, right? But then like right away you get this weird like Whitney Houston fucking tribute song being played. Then you get these characters that are doing this like teen news feed thing, and
they're not funny. They weren't funny in Homecoming. They were less funny here.
And they do an F-bomb, but they bleep it. So now it's like, okay, was that for adults or was that for kids? Is it for kids that go, oh, it's creeps at the F word, or what
They
the fuck
wasted
is?
their one fuck.
Yeah, which I mean, they bleep it out, but it's like still, it's like, well, I'm watching a movie now. You're doing bleeps, so now I'm like, come on. But then it's like right after that, we go into Spider-Man. And there's like happy music playing, whatever the fuck. Then you just force a monster to happen and just come out, and it's like, oh, it's Danger Zone. But they made jokes right afterwards. Like it's like, dude, pick a fucking tone. And we're gonna talk about tone later, but it's like emotionally, they don't give me time to feel emotion. As soon as I start feeling something, I'm forced out of my fucking realm. You know what I mean? Like you're supposed to do shit gradually. They didn't do shit gradually here at all. I gotta give it a hardcore thumbs down. I mean, holy fuck. You know what I mean? Yeah, Alan, how about you, man? Emotions. Did you feel anything during this fucking movie?
Anger.
Yeah,
I almost wanted to walk out of the fucking movie because this movie doesn't understand the fucking toners. By the way, I'm gonna go on a rant. So for people that don't understand me in the fucking Twitch chat, should just hit 25% so I can go on for a fucking 30-second rant. I'm so sick of the fucking quote unquote emotion that we gotta do that we can't have a serious fucking moment in any of these fucking movies. Any single time a character wants to have a serious fucking moment, it ends up being a situation where we gotta make a joke. We can't have any single nuance. We can't have any foundation for anything that's real because we're too afraid that these superheroes we call them so fucking stupid for so fucking long that people are just so ready to believe that. So any dialogue that the people have in here, any sort of situation where we're trying to have a heart-to-heart has to get supplanted by some sort of comedy because that's all these fucking are. These are parody movies. These are whatever the fuck. And don't tell me not to put fucking logic in here when they fucking destroy the fucking spider sense because they just make it up by calling it the Peter Tingle because God forbid we have anything with actual fucking nuance. It is annoying. The fucking emotion in here is just trying to be laughs. So it's nothing more than just jokes all the fucking time, and I'm fucking sick of it. Like Nick Fury's trying to have a conversation, explain the bullshit to Predator, and there's like 35 people knocking on the door. I legit was thinking of just walking out.
Okay, I laughed at that.
I don't care what happens in this movie. I was legit about to walk out.
I only laughed at that sequence because I thought it matches the character of Peter Parker and Nick Fury in this clash of a clandestine spy who was used to doing all these secret things, very under the cover, no one's around, having to deal with this teenager's life, interjecting the whole 5 fucking minutes. I got it, but the problem with it is it does that throughout the whole fucking film.
Yeah.
Every point is supposed to be funny. They either miss it with a bad joke or something that's like that quick teen type of humor that I enjoyed to a certain extent, but they did this way too much. Where they'll have Zoe, is it not Zoe Saldana? Goddamn it, Zendaya say some weird shit that it makes sense within the context of her character, but you can tell they're just throwing it out there just for a quick funny laugh. And it just stops the whole movie. Like what she talks about, the weird things she wants to go see in Venice, and it just stops the movie because Peter just goes, "Hey, yeah." Awkward silence, and okay, we go back to dialogue, and that just pulled me out the movie because it felt like they were having these people ad lib, and it wasn't really well done at all.
Yeah.
And if they did do ad lib, don't do it again. Write the lines, please. Just naturally, you guys can't do it. And that's not even a bad thing because without lines, y'all can't exaggerate. You can't put your own character into it and your own spin on it. Sometimes you need the lines to help. That's why actors read lines. I hate this ad lib thing now where directors put the camera on them. Act.
Yeah.
Give me something. Like write a line dialogue, please.
No, bitch, you give me something. You're a director.
Yeah. It's like, dude, like, we both have jobs here.
Yeah, but when it comes to like the other moments, the only time I actually felt something is when Peter was having actual heart-to-heart moments with Happy. or it was just him personally trying to explore himself, what he really wants to do with his Superman. Scott, I keep saying Superman. I keep saying Superman because we haven't seen a fucking Spider-Man movie in a while.
But he did get it right. Get it right. Say Iron Man.
No shit.
You're not wrong. He's basically Iron Man trying to decide to take the fucking Iron Man 2 tablet. But when it comes to like his character, I felt a little bit development, but they keep bringing it back to like, all right, so Peter would do something that I feel like he's growing as a character, but then the next scene, he just reverts back to like this teenager kid that doesn't make sense because he's already made the decision. I get the idea that he's trying to be an indecisive kid, but even as a kid, I mean, like we all been kids and children and teenagers in this fucking call. You had at least a few decisions you made that you're not budging from.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to be making decisions, and the next scene he just 180s and goes right back to the previous statement, to the point that he risks a lot of things, including his own friends and family, for the dumbass decisions from someone who's supposed to be a really smart character who really understands that he's got this great power and responsibility, and tries to balance that from his personal life. And he doesn't do this throughout this film.
Yeah,
it almost gets on the level of Andrew Garfield, Spider-Man.
Yeah,
because you bring up speaking of Andrew Garfield, you bring up the fucking him not sure what he wants to make mental. It's the same fucking thing as last time. Like this is the same thing that happened in Homecoming. Like he's just not sure if he wants to fucking continue being Spider-Man. He's like this, like him in the fucking safe in Homecoming. It's the exact same thing with Happy. Sure, it's a little better acted here, but it's the same fucking thing. It's like that's what I'm so fucking sick of. It's like we always have all these jokes, but then we have that one moment where the character's sad and kind of cries because we need to make sure that people can know the actor can act, and then we go back to fucking jokes like it didn't fucking matter.
Yeah, and on the emotional spectrum of the story, just the characters and everything, Jay, I'm gonna ask you, did this have an effect? I mean, I know like you don't like the movie and you don't like the characters, but like, how about the stuff like at least with him and Zendaya at the end of the movie? Like, was that something that kind of affected you at all, or did you even give a shit, or?
There's emotion in this movie?
At some point. I would hope so.
Just a little bit of emotions, but they throw it out for comic or action right afterwards.
Like, I guess you could say the one scene with fucking Mysterio on the bridge, and I guess the scene with Happy, but that's about it. It's just like, at that point, it's just like, I've been bored this entire time. Like, I don't really like Mysterio at this point. Happy, it really hasn't been in the movie much. I don't really give that much of a shit about him. It didn't work. Like, I didn't even feel anything for, like, the struggle he was going through, because, once again, like, I've seen that in these previous Spider-Man movies, and this one's not doing anything different except, like, making the Spider-Man tiny bit dumber.
Yeah. No, and that's the thing. Like, I'm looking over here, too, and as far as progression, and I'm saying progression as far as, like, the characters go and, like, the scenes and, like, the universe, not necessarily the movie. But, like, characters degress and progress based on the convenience of the plot. Like, for instance, like this, and I know you said it in the chat, like just inconsistent is like the perfect word for all of this, because characters will be smart and do really good decisions and then be completely fucking stupid, and then to the point too where it's like just for plot convenience, people just change who they fucking are in general. I guess we could say this now, spoilers. So CJ, please leave. But fucking Jake Gyllenhaal, as soon as he becomes a villain, it's like when someone turns a heel in WWE and they don't do it right. He just starts dancing and celebrating. He was acting like Scar from The Lion King. He did that fucking dance number in hell. Like,
yay, mimosas for everybody! Yay,
the thing is, it's like, as much as I was kind of hoping, because like the movie sets up such stupid bullshit that I'm like, if he's not a villain, this movie's fucking awful. Then he becomes the villain. I'm like, okay, what are you gonna do with that? I'm like, you know what? You're selling it. I think that, because again, as much as I'm not a huge fan of Jake Gyllenhaal, he's a good actor. I'm just not a fan of his movies. So it's like he's able to really make you feel that way, and you could tell he's an unstable, crazy motherfucker. So when he's doing that, I'm like, you know what? You're selling me on this. When he's pointing to the people, it's like, yeah, Iron Man fucked you, and Iron Man fucked you. Iron Man fucked us all. Like, I kind of liked it. I was really digging it.
Yeah, but then that would have been a great moment to do something like what Vulture did, where it's like maybe he finds some kind of way to kind of reverse that, or maybe,
Vulture kicked his ass.
Yeah, but it's like even the people around him were just kind of like, yeah, and I'm like, well, let me hear some of y'all stories, or let me hear someone maybe disagree, or let me hear how Jake, because he wasn't, honestly wasn't a villain.
So I think
am I in a fucking seminar right now? Did I get a free vacation to come in and just listen to this shit?
No, another thing too is like, and Jen will probably say this, and I almost hate saying this too, because Jen's gonna be like, I told you, but like when you hear these stories, Tony Stark is a villain. So it's like,
I've fucking been telling y'all.
yeah. So when Jake Gyllenhaal's telling his story, I'm like, is he a villain right now? Because honestly, he sounds like a fucking victim to me.
Okay, so it's one of those things, the movie tropes, and actually, honestly, almost most of Iron Man. Someone pointed out that every Iron Man villain is someone that Iron Man himself just fucked over. And
What does Iron Man do except cause fucking villains?
But yeah, he causes villains and stops them. But it's one of those things where it's a movie trope in which the hero fucks over somebody else because of just how they were in the past. And as a result of that person, basically, even though that they have the proper grievances, they're going about it in such a horrible way that they become the villain as a result. It's a classic movie trope. We've seen it 100 fucking times, so it's not reinventing the wheel. It's just you need a good actor to make you forget that you've seen this 100 fucking times.
Yeah, no, and that's honestly the perfect way to even describe it. Yeah, it's like it's one of the situations where you have to not see this so often, and that's the problem when I do these fucking things in these movies. They keep doing the same shit over and over again. Half of this movie would have been fine with if I didn't just see this shit for 3 hours a few months ago. You know what I mean? Like these fucking joke things. I'm fine with the movie being fast and telling jokes right after depression stuff or whatever the fuck went back and forth. I'm cool with that. But I can only do that so much. And like this feels so template based. You know what I mean? But yeah, as far as like, you know, the progression of these characters in the world, Jet, what'd you feel about this? And I can already guess, but I'm gonna have you go and whoop this movie's ass.
My thumb's on the sideways right now. Oh, it's turning upwards. It's
oh,
going right down.
oh.
But no, like the parts that were actiony were the main ones I was actually looking for. Like they switch between stuff like the action, the fucking romance shit that takes up way more than half the movie, and it's just so bad because you're just waiting for like, okay, please get back to the villain, please get back to some of the action. I can't stand this fucking shit anymore. It's not going in a direction that's actually keeping me interested at all.
Yeah. And like, here's the big thing too that I had to discuss as well is the fucking tone. And I already said, I mean, pretty much everything that we said so far has a kind of had tone within it. But yeah, like I don't like how Nick Fury takes you out of the fucking movie every time like there's something serious going on, and like Ganja mentioned with the fucking knocks on the door and all that bullshit. It's like, oh, back to like non-physical slapstick.
Oh,
Like, yeah, it's fucking stupid. And then like, you know, even at the end, there was a part I was like, oh, you know what? I haven't seen Zendaya meet up with Spider-Man since they had that whole like talk on the bridge and everything. So let me see how this goes after the big villain fight. And I was kind of excited for them to hug and kiss, but then she still makes a fucking joke like, "Hey, I got this." You know, yeah, like I thought this was gonna help you. And I'm like, oh my god.
That was fine. I didn't mind that. That was actually the character just not knowing what the fuck's going on in over their head and still wanting to help. Like that was actually fine. But like as far as the tone, like the action of the movie, like I'm gonna say this straight up: do people forget that Spider-Man knows how to swing?
Yeah.
He hasn't swung in 2 movies.
Well, I mean, at the end of this, yeah.
At the end, he does.
When you watch the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, he is swinging through buildings, he's swinging through the city. When you see the first Amazing Spider-Man, as awful as that movie is, the end climax, he's swinging on cranes.
They're busy giving him different fucking suits.
Yeah, oh god,
the suits is always been part of Spider-Man. I actually do like that, but the thing is, it's like we're getting him web zip and webbing stuff up, but I have not seen this motherfucker swing on a building.
No, they're too busy giving him different suits, so you're preoccupied with that instead of him actually using his like webs and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, man, another thing, too, I got JP in the chat, that's what I was kind of distracted. He's like, hey, untie the man, like, stop beating this movie's ass, holy shit. And there is a couple things that are okay. Just like, no, oh god, Mr. Stark, help me.
I don't feel so good.
Yeah, I don't feel very fucking good either, goddamn.
Bend this movie over, we're gonna burn this shit.
But yeah, man, like another thing too about this movie is the pacing that we had to discuss, and like, here's the thing with me. It's not that the pacing was so fucking bad. The thing that I don't like about this is just like certain things took way too long, and other shit was just kind of like, what's the word for it? Just kind of like making things just not matter. Like for instance, these creatures, not creatures, but like these big elemental baddies that we fight, the water, the fire, all that shit. They were cool scenes. They happened at weird moments, but I was like, you know what? Fine, fuck it, I'll deal with it, whatever. But then like shit in the movie happens where it's like, hey, by the way, that doesn't matter. That was all like an illusion and shit. And I'm kind of like, dude.
I love that. That's actually funny thing is that illusion. The first time you deal with Mysterio's illusions was the only thing that kept me from hating this fucking movie. And I love the hell out of that shit, man. Because it was like you're not sure what's real or not. And but then it keeps going to like what the fuck is real. I'm like they could have really done something with it, but like, I still love the visual of that.
But like that just for one, it negates the power of Mysterio because now I'm like, well, who gives a fuck? Because he's not that powerful. He was fighting pretend monsters. But then it's like this happens again in many other areas. Like for instance, the Jon Favreau of it all. Like I'm gonna tell these random people that I'm dating the mom, but then we already know I'm dating the mom. But then we're not gonna or not the mom, Aunt May. She's such a mom to him. Like she's obviously.
Yeah, like, no one's gonna really,
Yeah, but like like that whole fucking thing's going on, and then it's like that doesn't really go anywhere, and it's not really like something that's because you can tell Spider-Man has an issue with it. Peter Parker's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But then it's just gone, and I'm like, so that was just for a joke? What the fuck was a build up on that? And then like pacing wise, there was no real like altercation between Peter Parker and that guy who took a picture of him with the girl. It's like I thought there was gonna be a certain point where we get like this climax of him like knocking him out too, or maybe that guy turns a little bit villainous or something. Nope, it's just. Hey, that would have been funny if he almost like I don't know took a picture.
It just turns out he's the Harry Osborn of this fucking universe,
which would have been okay. I literally thought that was gonna be the case, and I was like, that would have been fine. That would have been cool. And then like Ned, this whole thing, which reminds me of Ganja and his girlfriend, by the way. God damn it! Like y'all motherfuckers.
I was seeing me and my girl the whole time on the screen.
Yeah, man, but like. Ned, I thought was cool, and I was like, oh, I guess this is his character now, and I'm wondering what Spider-Man 3 is gonna do with Ned and this new girlfriend character. Nope, nothing at fucking all. They reverse that. So that whole pacing issue where I'm dealing with this fucking building of this character I don't know, I don't give a fuck, I don't care about Ned either, by the way. But now that was all for nothing. All that patience I had was for fucking nothing. And I'm like, dude, this whole movie's for fucking nothing. Like the fact that Nick Fury and it's like they're all scared to talk to Nick Fury. It was, well, I mean, I guess we can say it now, but like, yeah, it was it's a Skrull. So I'm like, okay, so like Nick Fury wasn't even Nick Fury, so why the fuck was like, what the fuck is happening? There's so much that's just undone. It's like I feel like I watched 15 minutes as opposed to the fucking 2 hours I spent with this goddamn thing because everything else didn't fucking matter.
We got plot holes in our movie. Put a stinger in there.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what the fuck?
No, it's just a constant trend that these movies have where there's no consequences matter in the fucking universe at all. With lots of quadrillion people, what are we going to do? Talk about it for 2.5 minutes at the start of the movie and literally ignore it. The only thing that matters in Endgame is that Iron Man died. Everything else, the 5 years did not matter in any way, shape, or fucking form. Any character that is relevant to the plot was in the snap, so it doesn't matter that 5 years fucking passed.
The only characters that actually had any, like, kind of, I guess you would say credibility to coming back from the snap is this one character that becomes, like, a love competition, like with Peter. And that shit is so half-assedly done that it doesn't even fucking matter.
Jed, I'm going to ask you as far as, pacing. Did you have the same issues that we had as far as that goes?
Oh, I like the pacing, but go ahead, Jed.
Honestly, I did not like the pacing at all. Like I said before, like they'd go between like serious and mostly joke throughout this, so it'd be basically joke, 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 serious, joke, 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 serious, serious, nope, joke,
yeah,
serious, joke. That's basically how it was, and it was just honestly really threw me off.
So, Jed, all right, I kind of like the pacing. Hear me out. The reason, because I agree with the same method you're saying. This is exactly how they did it. It was something serious, joke. Or what they would do is it would be a joke that leads to something serious. It was never an actual flow of actual story and dialogue that was a character expressing how they felt or the situation actually having an effect on them. It was always either a response to just either pull you out of it with some like Deadpool fourth wall stuff or to call attention to something they want to do real quick and not actually explain through dialogue or actual story. So one thing I did appreciate about the pacing is, to me, it made it feel like a ride. So anytime we got enough serious stuff, it was enough to get you on the next level of the ride. So we could just hit you with a bunch of turns, twists, robots, fucking drones, and monsters, aliens, all that other shit. All right, we gotta stop. Now this is why we're here.
I don't know. I feel like that roller coaster would just be like straight line, straight line, straight line. Oh, we're gonna go for a hoop. No, it's just down. Oh, going up. Oh, down again. Little bump there.
I kind of enjoyed it because it's had a kind of roller coaster vibe for it. So I did enjoy it to a certain degree, and it never felt like I was sitting too long, except for some jokes that they wanted to pause on for a little bit, which made no sense. But everything else felt very fast cut. Which is two things. One, it's good for someone that's watching the film, and it makes me never like have to check out the time because I was never looking at the clock throughout the film to be like, how long have I been watching this for? It just kept me going the whole time. But two, if you walked away to take a piss, you missed half the dialogue, half the story explanation. Like if you went to go for one piss break you would have missed everything. You would have missed the blip part if you would have went early. In the middle, you would have missed when Peter was doing half the shit he's doing. If you went towards the end, you would have asked a lot of questions at that stinger when you came back.
No, because none of that stuff matters. If you missed a blip, it wouldn't have fucking mattered. If you missed some of the fucking stuff with him trying to get with MJ, it wouldn't matter because it gets explained 16 to fucking times. If you missed the ending, it still wouldn't have fucking mattered. Like, this pacing isn't a right.
It matters to a certain degree. Like it's a child map to the forest. All right. If you take out one little icon, it does change things, but not by much.
No, it doesn't. This movie explains itself every fucking time. You could have never seen an MCU movie
I will say,
Spider-Man and understood this movie.
I enjoyed the pacing.
I will say the pacing in this movie would not have bothered me as much if this wasn't the last movie in Phase 3. It felt
this is the beginning of Phase 4.
Nope.
I don't fucking know anymore because honestly, it could be both.
No, I think it's basically the end of Phase
420.
Shut up.
Any fucking way. No,
but yeah, like the pacing gets thrown off because like we just got done with this super serious thing, and like you're thinking like, okay, this movie is going to explain a lot of the consequences going on here, but none of that gets brought up. It's basically the snap thing. Like one thing got explained, but that's basically like the school thing that we brought up when we were talking about Endgame. Like, yeah, some people aged, and then basically other people got snapped away. So what we were going to do is restart the school year. Okay, we get that. Nothing else fucking mattered with that at all. And it's just like, okay, for something really fucking serious that happened, this movie should not be like this at all.
Yeah, no, it
literally gets forgotten about after the first 5 fucking minutes and never gets brought up again. The only thing that matters from Endgame is Iron Man's fate. That's the only fucking thing that matters in this movie that consistently gets brought up. But they don't talk about it. They just bring up the fact that Iron Man passed away. That's
like
the only
if this was in the middle somewhere of Phase 3, I'd be like, okay, the pacing was fine. It was just a jokey ass filler movie. Who cares? It being at the end is just like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, and that's the thing too, and I guess it's like one of the last things we're gonna bring up here is the fact that like the things that are fucking up the pacing is the dialogue. The dialogue is just like how you guys said, it's just jokes the whole fucking time, and it's like, look at Peter Parker, like right here, just looking at his face, and maybe I'm just like on my period or something, but like I feel like crying. I'm emotional just looking at him right now. I'm going through my man.
That poor son of a bitch.
No, like it's literally it's kind of upsetting because you have to realize he's going through shit, man. Like there's a good story here. There's a good fucking thing here. But like anytime I get a moment with him, even that moment right there where he's crying and he's upset, it takes like 10 seconds, and Jon Favreau says some stupid Jon Favreau shit, and then we see fucking Peter messing around with Tony Stark's fucking like tech. For one, I've never seen Peter Parker mess with technology. I don't know if it's like in the same universe as the Marvel Spider-Man video game, but like if it is, okay, it makes sense there because Peter Parker actually does lots of shit with Dr. Ock's fucking like tech stuff. But in these movies, I've never seen him do one thing. Now all of a sudden he knows all of Iron Man's shit. What fucking, and why is he playing AC/DC?
Okay,
like,
so that wasn't Spider-Man's thing. But as far as the technology, holographic technology has been around since the second Iron Man movie, so it's kind of just been a thing where like everyone uses fucking that kind of stuff. And Peter Parker, it's like he literally drops the thing of like, yeah, Thor's someone we learned in school. So it's like to a certain degree, it's like this technology would probably be as intuitive to him as for us using a fucking like coding program on our computer. It's like, yeah, holograms. Like,
and he is in advanced classes in this one, like in these past movies. So that does explain, like, actually, no, enough. But the Amazing Spider-Man, he does tech too. So I guess they're trying to do a mix of them. I'm pretty sure in some of the comics, basically, he also did tech as well. It depends on what Spider-Man you're actually like.
Yeah.
You're basing it off of.
But again, as far unlike the last movie, which one of my biggest problems was how much is Spider-Man in the Spider-Man suit. This one is actually situations like, yeah, he gets his suit as far as like how he makes it is from Iron Man, but most of it is himself. He just has a suit as the outer armor, but then
Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
Iron Man 3.
Don't be like that.
Go ahead, Alan.
I don't know what the fuck y'all are even getting at.
Iron Man 3.
Yeah, well, go ahead, Alan.
Why do you keep saying that?
He was out. Iron Man 3. Basically, he was out of his suit for most of the movie. It was mostly him.
Yeah, you don't remember that when he was doing
I
Gothic
don't.
dancing?
Okay, sorry, my brain's breaking. I don't know why y'all are bringing up Iron Man 3 right now.
He's trying to be Iron Man, Alan.
Yeah. Just go ahead, Alan. Continue on your point, baby.
I learned from you, and you learn from us, Alan.
Any fucking way. It seems like this time around, Spider-Man's actually more of him being himself, his actual skill, his actually being able to understand his own abilities, and especially with the climax, is him starting to finally fully come into himself as far as what it is to be Spider-Man. unlike unlike Homecoming, which just felt he was just running around as Iron Man. This one, it felt like he's actually running around as Spider-Man.
I don't know about that. Still seems like he's trying to be Iron Man.
Oh, Spider-Man. Like he doesn't have a fucking $1 billion suit. He just has he still has he has an upgraded version of the web zipper, but he just has a regular suit.
I definitely think he has a $1 million suit, especially near the end of this movie.
All right, it's God, you don't keep your fucking camera on. No, gotcha. No, you want to keep... No, because I would have moved this topic forward, but you had to make me fucking laugh. So now you keep a goddamn camera on, you motherfucker.
I don't know what the fuck's going on. Just fucking move on.
All right, so when you said coming to your own, I timed it perfect when you went, yeah, he just came. Nick was the only one that heard.
I heard you make a noise. I didn't hear the joke before.
Well, by the way, he didn't even tell that shit right. That just happened. You got the story wrong. No, basically, you kept saying about the movie's climax. So every time you say climax, this motherfucker's like, he just kept doing it to climax. And I'm just like, oh, Jesus Christ.
These two fucking Tuckle brothers here. I was wondering what the fuck y'all were laughing, because I'm like, why are y'all laughing? Did I say something stupid? Like, what the fuck's going on?
It could have been that you were very funny, Alan. Like, I'm just saying, it could have easily been you just said some great shit. So...
But no, but he definitely has $1 million suit, especially near the end. Like, that's definitely $1 million suit.
We don't know how much Tech's in the suit because he doesn't have the fucking Friday voice from the last one. You two mute your fucking mics. Fuck. He doesn't have the Friday AI. He's basically just doing it himself. And it's like he 3D printed the suit, but he mostly just did the colors. And then he has his web fucking cards which he designed. He just has an upgraded, more efficient version. But it's not as crazy tech as the last fucking suit. He didn't do the instant kill mode or anything with the Iron Spider. He just got the colors.
Also, he still has those suits, by the way.
He has them, but I think what it was...
But he had $1 million suits.
But not the suit he was using for the climax of the movie.
Okay.
But yeah, in total, anything innovative-wise, is there anything that this movie did for you guys at all?
Hell no.
You didn't let me go for dialogue.
Oh, sorry. Man, I've been laughing so fucking hard. I thought you were talking about dialogue, and I'm just like
he's
crying.
laughing at our own dialogue.
Yeah. No, okay, what do you think of dialogue, and then we'll move on.
Honestly, I don't know what to give this one in particular. Like, I feel like some parts with Mysterio, it was decent, to say the least. But then you gotta remember the shit with Nick Fury that was, besides that one joke when he first appears, it was terrible. The stuff between Ned and his girl was terrible. MJ in this one, like, her jokes pretty much fall pretty flat this time around. I'll give this one a thumbs down.
Okay. Yeah, no, and that's the thing. Most of this movie, and by the way, I would tally everything up, but this program's been fucking me up all night, so, like, yeah, I'll probably do that for the highlight video. But I'm going to guarantee you this movie is probably one of the least reviewed movies, or the least rated movies that we've ever done. for
no, it'll never be worse than Maw.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least one of us thought was fucking great, so that's the thing. But, you know,
it's your fault.
The main thing here...
Well, I mean, like, let's be honest here. Like, even though me and you didn't watch it, I'm pretty sure LaQuisha would basically have, like, negative 100 points.
Well, just for the Marvel aspect. Because here's the thing. We're not saying this is the worst movie ever. There's a lot here. Like, even a movie, and this is something me and Alan always disagree on, because we brought this up with Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, but it's like, it's one of those things where if a movie has some potential there, I give it points still, even if they tried. So it's like, this tried. I feel like there's things about this that they tried.
What?
They did. They did. Because here's the thing. Innovative-wise, I have to give this an extra point. Have you seen a Marvel movie that did what they did with Jake Gyllenhaal?
Oh, have I seen a Marvel movie that takes a disgruntled employee and makes him the villain using incredible tech? No, sorry, I haven't seen half the Marvel fucking cinematic universe.
No, that's not the way it is,
Ant-Man.
baby. No.
This is just Ant-Man. Name me one difference between a fucking Jackal or Wasp or whatever the fuck his name was.
If there's a villain that starts off the movie as a good guy, for some people are so lost within his good guy.
Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 1. His fucking mentor was the good guy for the movie, and then becomes the villain at the end.
Okay, but you knew he was gonna be a bad guy in the beginning. No, fuck that. Because Jake Gyllenhaal was a legit babyface. He turned heel in the middle of the movie.
If you didn't see that shit coming.
Iron Man.
This motherfucker bringing up wrestling terms.
I'm just saying, he turned heel in the middle of that fucking movie. The other guy, like Iron Man's buddy with the bald head dude, right away he was like, "Oh, Stark, you might want to go home. I'm going."
Yeah, no, he was a good guy for most of the movie that pretends to be a bad guy and then becomes a straight bad guy.
What about Iron Man 3?
I forget what the
I'm-
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian. No, the Mandalorian was a good guy. The
Mm,
bad guy that pretends to be a good guy.
yeah, the actual bad guy.
That movie.
Actually, yeah, literally Iron Man 3. She's right. Fucking
Eh?
Guy Ritchie.
Okay, see, I don't know which guy is very Richie. I like we
The
talking
one, the one who was seen with Iron Man's wife throughout some of the movie. Then all of a sudden, like, turns out he was the actual bad guy instead of the Mandarin, the orange.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna remember this shit, y'all. The
Orange. No wonder you say no other MCU fucking movie's done this. You don't remember half of them.
Yeah, they're pretty fucking forgettable. That's a problem.
It doesn't matter. You don't give a point for
And
innovation.
I guarantee you, if I do that, as far as innovation wise, like still, no one did it the way Jake Gyllenhaal did it. Even you, everybody, it's considered a spoiler, by the way, that Jake Gyllenhaal is a villain. And those other movies, it's not considered a spoiler. Because it's like, yeah, of course it's a fucking villain.
Yeah, in Iron Man 3, it is considered a spoiler that the Mandarin isn't the real villain.
No,
in
that's
there.
different. No, that's different.
How is that different?
No, because we're talking, because that's in the reverse. I'm talking about starting off as
Guy Ritchie's character.
fuck you, Gaji. You know that's the truth.
No, I put that picture. You turn, motherfucker.
You know I can't think, by the way, because you're making me fucking laugh too goddamn much. I'm trying not to fucking
Was
laugh.
Jake Gyllenhaal an effective villain? Yes, Jake Gyllenhaal was an effective villain. I liked him as a villain. I think he did a lot with very little and was able to do something for a character. By the way, this is the second character in a row in which I've called him a bitch and a loser, and he became a decent to good villain. So hey, let's go 3 for 3 and Galactus, you a bitch. They ain't never gonna make Galactus right.
Breaking news: Nick doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
I quit, man. Fuck you.
You should quit.
Jeez.
But
No,
no,
you're-
I'll jump in on this. I'm not giving this point of innovation because I'm sorry. I'm gonna use this point to go on a fucking rant of because Solidus is in the chat giving me shit. Cedric's giving me shit. I don't think Kirk is, but I'm sure he'll give me shit eventually. I'm done settling for mediocrity when it comes to these Marvel movies. I am fucking done with this shit. This movie has fucking problems. I'm not nitpicking this movie to death. I'm pointing out the bullshit issues that this movie has as somebody that loves comic books, as someone that grew up with Spider-Man television shows and watched as many as I could that I had access to in Canada. This is fucking insulting my intelligence. How do you have a movie like Spider-Verse that came out fucking 6 months ago in December that has one of the best fucking exchanges between Miles and Spider-Man with the whole, great power, great responsibility, and him not wanting to hear that shit because it's ruined his fucking life, and then go into this movie and do the Peter Tingle joke for half the fucking movie and expect me to fucking like it? Go fuck yourself.
I mean, you make my Peter tingle out.
Oh goddamn, fuck yourself.
Yeah, JP's making fun of me too. We all
I don't give a
get
shit. This movie's mediocre. This is a mediocre film. The acting is the only part of the movie that actually says it, but this movie's mediocre in every single.
Every great prophet was told that they were crazy in their time. After us, they would realize this was a mediocre Spider-Man film, and Spider-Man 3 was garbage as well, Alan.
That's the thing, man. Like, look, it was garbage. I agree with you. I'm not gonna go against Alan in that. I agree with you. Like, we're all gonna stand together as a team, right? But
yeah.
Now, if we
at
talk
the same
about Spider-Man
time,
3.
they did try, though. That's the one thing I just.
No.
It's not. Here's the thing, and this is the thing that I gotta bring up with Thor Ragnarok. And sorry, Jet, I had to fight with you again on this. But it's like when certain movies come out, they fuck up everything that comes out afterwards. All my favorites did this too. And Nightmare on Elm Street did that. Okay, Halloween has done that. Sometimes you can't work with what the fuckers gave you. And Thor Ragnarok and fucking Endgame ruined this shit, man. They really did.
You need to take Thor Ragnarok out of there because that was a good movie written by someone who knew what the fuck they were doing.
For real?
Yes, that was an actual good movie.
I saw that movie. It wasn't that good.
Yes, the fuck it was. That was a great ass fucking movie. The jokes in there actually fucking worked.
But even to go into Endgame, like let's just not even fight for that, but just Endgame. It's like you guys realize that this movie started off with shit of Endgame playing it on this movie. Like that whole where everyone's gone and then they come back after the blip or whatever the fuck it's called. It's like that's not this movie's fault, man. Like it's really not. Like
no, it is this movie's fault because it exists. It exists in a universe
existed before
that
this
event
movie.
happened. You can't sit. No, you're saying it's trying. It's lack of trying. It's basically doing the bare minimum. There's no try here. It clocked in at work. Hey, here's a gold star for clocking in when you're supposed to clock into your shift. It brings up the end game stuff because it'd be stupid as fuck to never bring it up. That brings up the fact that we had that one character. By the way, that one character, Brad, or whatever the fuck his name was only brought up there just so the fact that we could continue to acknowledge that, but we only use it as a joke.
Also take pedophilic pictures.
Like, it was fucking ridiculous. This movie didn't try at all. This movie was the bare minimum it needed to continue to be a fucking movie. And it's like, no, I'm not gonna give this fucking. I'm sorry. Like I said, Spider-Verse came out 6 months ago. How do you sit there and have this mediocre trash compared to that fucking great movie?
I see your point, and it's okay. But now we're gonna get into something else, so you're gonna make more people mad. And luckily, I'm not with you on this
you're
one.
not. You're just gonna skip me. Okay.
What? What do you mean?
You said innovation. Any points for innovation? You skipped me again.
You all. I didn't even bring up Ganja either.
Yeah,
like,
I think, Alan, I think you found a new buddy and you're hating of women.
no, the thing is like Ganja and Jet just got done yelling about.
So you skipped 2 people.
He skips me because of my feminine features, Jet.
Okay, what do you think about innovation, Jet?
No, at this point, since you guys want to disagree with me about Ragnarok, I'm on your side, Chad. Whoever liked this movie, we're gonna take these dudes down right now.
Oh, what the fuck?
Hey, don't bring me involved in this just because he fucking likes me better than y'all.
I'm on y'all's side now. You know what? Let's beat their ass for hating this movie. You know what? Y'all are wrong.
Jet, I'm gonna ask you really quick. Anything in here that you feel would be innovative at all?
Absolutely not. This movie does absolutely nothing different whatsoever, and it tries to cover up for plot holes with stingers that makes no sense. Let me just go ahead and write a book and just leave a whole bunch of plot holes, and then at the end of the book, where basically it's saying, "Oh, thanks to this person, thanks to this person, thank you, thank you for giving me the strength to make this, write this book, blah blah." I'm just gonna put in the plot holes were on purpose. This is what happens right here. So long. Get ready for the next book. That would piss you off, wouldn't it?
It would.
And also, the shit with Mysterio, I've seen part of fucking Doctor Strange, and I'm pretty sure Doctor Strange does that shit way better. So what the fuck would I even care about fucking this dude for? Jake Gyllenhaal is a great actor, but the thing about it is that all he is. That's all he is. He is trying with this character. He is, but there's really nothing there at all. This whole movie really doesn't seem like a Spider-Man movie. It seems like an Iron Man movie. Even the stinger at the end, it switches things up a little bit, but it goes back to fucking Iron Man. Well, you got exposed. Oh, what happened in Iron Man? Exposed. Oh, you have Iron Man suits and all that? Okay. My fucking God, just let him be Spider-Man.
Yeah, I agree with this. But
I award you no points. No points for Gryffindor.
Ganja.
Yes.
Was there anything innovative in this movie for you, sir?
Hell no. I repeat the same thing Jess said, but she said it more eloquently.
Damn it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I said that word was not very eloquent.
Exactly my point. Exactly my point, motherfucker.
Some whack ass fucking.
Was there a lie in that statement?
It was no lies in that statement. I will give you that 100%. Really quick, I'm not going to go through our system on this one. Mr. Alan Chickensy, we're going to do a new thing where it's called Flex and Chill Recap. I'm probably going to change the name in about fucking 2 days. So, the thing is, though, since we're all double toasted community people, we're going to do, the DT rating. And basically, just in so many words, man, what do you think of MIDSOMMAR?
So, just basically just give a small standard couple-minute review?
Yeah, just a little review there. I'm very curious what you thought.
Easily. Basic saw MIDSOMMAR. I really only saw the first trailer, so I really had no idea what the fucking movie was about. And then walking out of it, I still really had no fucking idea what the movie's about. Basically, the best way to sum up what the actual fuck's going on is you're dealing with these 2 people. They kind of have a fucked up relationship where it's you can tell neither of them are really into it anymore. But the girl there, her name is Danny. She's really she has some bullshit happen with death in her family, and she's trying to lean on her boyfriend. But the boyfriend's been sick of her shit for so long that he kind of is distant. So hey, you know what? Fuck it. We're going on this trip to Sweden. We're gonna get drunk. We're doing all this crazy shit. Why don't you come with us? Maybe we'll have fun. So they go there and they go into this weird fucking Swedish cultural ritual that they do apparently once every 100 years. And yeah, they're just eating food, getting high, and just kind of chilling and discovering this new culture. And things start getting weirder and fucking weirder and weirder but the thing is, it never really changes past that. It's just this weird cultural look into it. And that's what the fucking movie is, because this isn't a horror movie. This isn't a thriller. This feels more like a documentary about this random culture because there's some crazy gruesome deaths that happen, but it's not like in a situation where you're watching a fucking movie that's supposed to be oh, look how gruesome this death is. It's more like a cultural killing. like a cultural sacrifice because they kill a bunch of old people, but they basically explain it's like, well, if they get old naturally, they'll die in pain and dignity. This way, they get a choice to death, and it's like, okay, that kind of makes it less weird. But the main characters never leave. They still think it's super weird, but they still chill. So it's like, I'm not sure exactly what the fuck this movie is. It feels like the director just got carte blanche to do whatever the fuck he wanted. Because again, it's the same director that did Hereditary, and Hereditary was all like Hereditary is 2 movies. The first movie is about losing somebody in a gruesome way, and not your family's not really sure how to move on. It wasn't a justified death; it was just a death, and you see how it tears the family apart. Then the last 30 minutes of Hereditary is a possession movie. This feels like it's still a movie about grief and about how you don't always have your people in your life that you can depend on, and the main character that loses her family starts to actually move on to this crazy Swedish people that are giving her more support than her boyfriend is. But all of that is stuff I read was kind of implied a little bit in the movie, and people had to tell me. This movie doesn't clearly go into anything, even though it's 2.5 hours. It kind of just makes things up, and character motivation come out of nowhere, and the movie just kind of ends.
I got a question, Alan, because I
Yo.
was watching the trailer. All right, does this have anything to do with the supernatural?
I don't know. It's unclear because it's a situation where one of the things is when one of the people dies and they don't die right away, they're in pain. So everyone kind of shares the pain, but I can't tell if they're just empathizing because they're just looking at someone in pain, they're emulating that pain, or there is some supernatural connection. It's never really clear because there's a bunch of runic symbols.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The only reason I asked is I did an episode on the Civil Rights with Ganja. We were talking about May Day, and one of the things about ancient May Day is they used to have a ceremony where they were dancing around the May Day pole. And the earlier scene there is when the girls are dancing around and shit. That is a big, like, I think it's either Nordic or one of those Germanic tribe things, where a big thing that has it with fertility and birth and all that shit. And fun fact, it actually symbolizes a dick. So that was a giant dick on screen.
Oh, don't worry. There's a lot of fucking dicks in this movie. Jesus.
Oh, for real?
Literal. I'm not kidding. All over the place.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Okay.
But it's just one of those things where I don't really know the genre to put this movie in because I don't really know what this movie was going for, except for what people have literally told me. People have had to tell me, and it's like I'm not up my own ass to say that this movie I know that this fucking movie is probably not for me. I don't know who the fuck this movie is for, but it's just one of those things where it's like it's for the 2.5 hour runtime. It is really unclear exactly what's going for. It's just kind of implied. And it's like the fact that the main characters are sticking around is a problem I've been having this entire year of horror movies of why are people just staying around? Why don't you just fucking leave? You can walk the fuck away, but nobody ever wants to fucking do that. So it's just one of those things where it's an incredibly dull movie. It tries to be smarter than it actually is. And it's one of those things where it's like it wants the audience to interpret the movie for it. It doesn't want to tell you anything, but it tells you just enough for you to be like, well, maybe this is what the movie's about. Interpret me. But it doesn't give you enough to actually go into what the fuck the movie is about. It's just a bunch of random bullshit that you could easily have this on HBO as a docu-miniseries, or you get a fake one, and it would have fit just as well there.
Yeah, no, but what would you rate this, though?
Oh, that's a fucking hard one. Honestly, it's a matinee. It's too long. Honestly, it's too long to be sitting in the theater. I spent the half the movie just kind of like this, going, fucking get on with it. The movie doesn't have a climax. It just kind of gets to a point. Shut up! The movie doesn't have a climax. I'll fucking kill you. I'm gonna kick him out of this call. It just kind of ends, and it's like, yeah, it's an art movie, but like the last one was in the fucking. I think it's the same fucking studio, and it's the same director and writer that wrote it. So it's like, how is Hereditary this incredible movie, and this isn't? It really isn't. So it's like, yeah, I gotta give Manet because like if you watch this at home, maybe you can sit there and pause and observe the imagery and cinematography, and maybe you'll actually enjoy it. But if you're in the theater, you're gonna be bored out of your fucking mind for most of this movie.
Yeah. Now here's the thing. We're moving on very, very quickly. I was not planning on this, and I know that we're going to be very, very quick with this particular discussion. If the trailer would load. So, actually, you might not do this at all. Here we go. Fucking goddamn thing. I hate you, YouTube. I hate you so fucking much.
Oh, if it's what I think it is, they're going to hate us way more in the chat right now.
Oh, well, we'll see. I don't think it is, but we'll see. Me and Jet, though, watched this fucking movie. Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake.
Oh, I know one person in particular is gonna be pissed.
Oh yes. Here's the thing. Back in the day when I saw this in 2010, I thought this was actually okay. When I watched this, I was like, you know what? This movie's fun. I like the characters. I like the acting. I like the world that they're actually in. I like that the violence and the gore scenes, whatever, were pretty cool. I just did like Jackie Earle Haley as Freddy Krueger. I think he's the worst fucking Freddy Krueger I've ever seen in my fucking life. He was terrible. I've seen YouTubers do a better Freddy Krueger. This is fucking terrible. Now, I don't know why, but Jet just somehow missed watching this. She watched all the Freddy Krueger movies and everything else, but she's never seen this remake. And we've seen tons of remakes for movies. I mean, even Halloween from last year.
I wonder fucking why.
Because really quick, did you know right away that this is actually a pretty terrible fucking movie? Did you feel that way before you watched
You just
this?
gotta fucking see Freddy to know it's a fucking terrible movie.
Okay,
Oh, how the
Freddy
take
movies
that
aren't
back?
all- Okay, there are more good Freddy movies than bad ones.
Yeah, exactly. And how dare you fucking say that shit in my presence? I love Freddy Krueger. You take that fucking back.
He
You love
jerks
this
off
movie
to his
still?
ass.
You love this movie still?
I don't like this movie. I like fucking Nightmare on Elm Street, the best goddamn horror franchise in all fucking the whole damn.
No, Halloween is the best. Get it right.
You hyped up this fucking movie so much.
I did. Here's the thing. The reason why I did,
Why
Jet,
though?
because for one, the world that this movie's in, I was like, you know what? I like how, just like with this Jake Gyllenhaal thing with Spider-Man Far From Home, I like how at first there's little things that you find out maybe he's not as much of a villain as we thought he was. Like there's some dialogue that happens here that's like, hey, he was innocent. Like there was a part in here where that's brought up, and I was like, okay. If I was wrongfully killed and burned alive after being called a child molester, I think I'd probably come back and kill fucking everybody too. I would be Freddy Krueger. You know what I mean? But then you find out later on that, obviously, no, he did do it. And it made the movie kind of interesting. It made it move a little bit faster. And as well as the fact, too, I didn't think the acting was bad back then. I thought the acting was good. I watched it now. Holy shit, was I wrong. I mean, holy fucking damn. It was so bad. And I gotta tell you, like, the reason why it was so bad is because of the fact that Jackie Earle Haley, the way he acts almost takes you out of the scene. I don't know if he's taking actors that he's doing this with out of the scene, but I don't even know what the fuck he's saying half the time. Like, there's parts where someone's like, I'm gonna run, or, leave me alone, I'm trying to get away from Freddy Krueger, and he's like, I'll be right back. I'm like, why do you say it like that? It's like he's bubbling his fucking mouth, like, blah, blah, blah.
He fucking knows
right
something.
back.
Yeah.
This is my favorite dress. You look pretty wet in this.
Fucking watch all the right now.
I almost passed out. Gotcha, what face were you making?
I was shocked. I was pure shocked. Cause she caught me in the middle of I was got a little something on my lip and I was just fucking with it, and then she just started doing that voice and I just like, what the fuck?
That was so beautiful.
What do you got on your face?
Oh, you got on face. And that's another thing too. You would think that they're building this fucking remake up to be not so jokey, because that was the thing that people were complaining about with the old movies. And they go serious with this, and he's still making puns. It's like, well, then what the fuck was the point? Bring back Robert.
Wait, going back to fucking gun scratching his face. Like, here's how Freddy threatens people in there. You scratching your face? Do you need any help scratching?
I got something
Do
to
you
scratch
want-
it with. You're gonna like that.
Help. I can help you with that.
Hey, Alan. Oh, Alan, I'm a horse,
God.
I'm
Alan.
calling HR, Alan.
No, we don't have an HR department.
Looks
Anyway,
like you need a haircut. I
the
got
thing
some
about this movie is like, yeah, something you pointed out earlier is it's more interesting. The movie around it, like the other people acting, the way they're setting it up, the visuals are way more interesting than the actual main villain, which is a huge problem for your fucking movie when the reason you're here is to see Freddy fuck some shit up, but he's not that interesting, which really kills the momentum of the fucking movie. And it's like, well, why the fuck am I here? Because everything when he's not on screen is more interesting than when he's on screen, and that's fucking weird.
Yeah, man. But I gotta tell you though, like looking at this movie now, I will say that it's still shot well. It looks fucking okay. I mean, to be positive, I mean, we could talk shit about this all fucking day, but
That is something that you can definitely give this movie. Like, unlike a lot of the fucking Jason movies, this actually looks like it came out in fucking theaters.
yeah, exactly. Because not one Jason movie looks like it belonged in the movie theater. And by the way, every time it came out, I guess up until like the fifth one, all the Jason movies did great. They made a box office incline, and then after they started dropping off.
Released the same fucking movie like fucking 12 times.
Exactly. So with this, it looks like this is a movie that kind of fits, the whole theatrical like what horror movies were around this time. But I gotta tell you too, one thing that me and Jeb will always disagree on is the fact that when they redo these kills in this movie, they're better than the old ones. That bed scene where he's just throwing Chris around the whole fucking room, that was fucking amazing. I don't know why you do not like that scene.
It was way better in the first one.
It
All
was
these kills,
way better than the first one, yeah.
yeah, like all these kills that have been done before in the first one, but the thing is, in here they're done so fucking boring. You would think, okay, there's a new movie, they're gonna up the kills. The second I seen how he killed the first person, and how he was coming out of the wall in the fucking not the first one, but in the fucking remake, and how he was coming out of the wall in that one scene in the remake, I was just like, damn, that was way better in the fucking first one. This sucks.
Yeah. I don't know. I disagree with that
Like,
particular
it's
statement.
it's dream shit. Why is it like this is a remake? You can go crazy with it. Why are you trying so hard to just remake the first one? Like you can, it's dreams. We know what Freddy can do. Why don't you go crazy with it? Most of the time, like it doesn't look like they're in a dream. Yeah, I know the first one does that, but this is a remake. You can go crazy with that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at least even the fucking the Friday the 13th fucking remake, that wasn't. I mean, it had similar elements to the first one, but it still was almost an original movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Jet said, it's just it's aping. It's trying to capture the exact same one. It does a little different with it trying to explain it because we can explain things a little bit more in movies. But it's like, yeah, that first kill is actually really bad. And the fucking bed scene in the remake is really bad compared to the first one. Because the first one, like again, I saw these last year, and I was like, whoa, that was really uncomfortable. That first
Yeah.
death in the fucking original.
By the
This,
way,
I can barely see it.
same exact characters, except maybe they added the one dude at the fucking beginning who fucking slices his throat. Same exact fucking characters killed in the same places because they were trying so hard to be the fucking first one. And she's like, okay, if you're gonna do this again, like, why? At least make the kills way better. Like, my fucking god.
For me, rating wise, double toes rating wise, I'm gonna give this movie. It's a rental. It's not some bullshit. It's not something I can actually install because of the fact that it's like, yeah, with these remakes you get certain quality, and this was probably the best up until like maybe. Well, no, Jason was better than this, but like all these other ones, like the Omen remake, the Amityville, all that bullshit, those were not as good as this. This was so close, so fucking close, and it just didn't get there. So yeah, for me, rental. Alan, how about you?
I don't think this got close at all. I don't know what the fuck you're goddamn talking about. I think this movie misses its entire mark. It doesn't get the actual titular character done properly, which is again that at that point, if you're not making the main character well, you fucking failed your fucking movie. As far as everything else, like it's just aping the original and not doing anything else that could be different, except for the fact that the characters are a little bit smarter now because they have access to technology. But it's just going through the exact same motions. So it's like, at least with the Jason remake, as much as I think every Jason movie is trash, at least it was a little bit more unpredictable what was going to happen in the remake. Where I'm like, okay, I'm not exactly predicting everything. Characters are dying in different orders, at different character types. With this, it's just I knew it was going to happen because I've seen the other fucking movies already. So it's like there was really no surprises. I gotta give this some more bullshit because I'm like, like there's way better way better Freddy movies than the fucking remake.
Yeah, and I'm looking in the YouTube chat too. Rojo was saying that we should watch Freddy vs. Jason tonight in the after hours, directed by Ronnie Yu, the same guy who brought us Bride of Chucky and Warriors of Virtue. So fuck
Didn't
no,
we
we're not
already-
doing that.
Didn't
We already
watch
watched it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I was thinking like we already watched that.
Exactly.
Have we watched the remake to Dawn of the Dead yet?
We
Yes.
have not, but that's a great. Oh, we have.
I've
No,
seen
we,
the
Alan, we haven't. We haven't.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Maybe we can do that tonight. But Jed, your rating,
be down for
your
that.
double toasted rating for the good old Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
Part of me wants to give this a really low some old bullshit, but it's just regular bullshit. I mean, it's still.
I thought you were see a rental. I'm like, oh right, here we go, something positive. No, you're
Fuck
gonna
no.
hate.
Like I had no fun with this fucking movie.
It was just a regular casual turd, bro.
Yeah, it's just a regular piece of cow shit.
This was pretty cool. Well, there's a scene I was going to show really quick. God damn it, where the fuck is it at? There's a scene in the trailer, and this is actually the first time this ever happened with me. I know it happens a lot with comic book movies now, but this is the first time I ever saw a movie show a scene our trailer show a scene that's not in the movie. There's a part where this character, the guy who was a boyfriend of Chris, he was on top of a house that looked like a beach party or something, or a house party, and I was like, oh shit, they're going to do that scene from Nightmare on Elm Street 2, and they never did it. And I do not know why they didn't do it, because it would have been really cool, be a good body count situation, but nope, didn't do it at all, and it's really frustrating, and I still can't find that fucking scene. So, oh well. Poor me, goddammit.
We gotta watch Bridge of Chucky, man. That looks like a good movie.
Yeah, Bridge of Chucky.
Richard Chucky?
Yeah, if you don't, Rojo fucked up in the YouTube chat. I'm laughing my ass off.
Oh, Rojo fucked up. Okay,
Yeah.
yep, you're right. You did.
Oh my God.
Yep. Good old
It's
Rojo.
just a whole bunch of, it's just a bridge of just fucking, like, decapitated fucking Chucky dolls and shit.
By the
No,
way,
it's
to
that
make-
scene from fucking
go ahead, Alan.
Is that scene from Rise of the Planet of the Apes where all the monkeys are attacking the fucking bridge, but it's just a bunch of Chucky dolls? That's what the
That would be
sequel.
fucked up. But no, I just wanted to show the screen just so Rojo knows, like, yes, I know I fucked up, but Ganja thinks you did. So do you blame?
Oh, I thought your response to him, like the way you wrote that, I was like, you dumb motherfucker.
But yeah, guys. So that's gonna be it for the horror movie stuff, except for one more, and to be on the spider of it all.
First.
Why the fuck did you watch Eight-Legged Freaks, brother?
My girl likes all type of like weird, spooky horror films, and this is the one that I haven't seen in a while. I used to watch a lot when I was a kid. Eight-Legged Freaks is one of my favorite films, and and watching it again, I'm just letting y'all know right now, it doesn't hold up, but it's still good in the sense that it's one of those bad films that you can watch and just laugh your fucking ass off at stupidity, and the film does a right amount of awareness where it knows it's one of those big creature, like stupid popcorn flicks. So it does stuff that it knows you're going to notice. Like the animals, like the spiders make animal sounds. And at some points they squeak and roar. Makes no fucking sense.
Well, spiders don't make fucking noises, so.
At one point, there's these spiders in front of the barbershop after they just got done killing people. And yes, I'm spoiling the fucking movie. It's 10 plus years old. It's your fault you haven't seen it. And they're arguing and shit. And you just hear squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. And they're making these different character noises. And it doesn't make no goddamn sense. And it's funny as fuck. And David Arquette plays just himself. And I like his character because it's like this like basic ass, yeah, I'm just here to save the town. My dad used to own here. I love the town. I just want to come back to my roots. Oh, this place is threatening my town. I got to save my town, but I also got to get the girl that I lost when I left town. And it was so aware of himself to the point that the kid looks at the adult. He goes, yeah, man, my friend's probably dead from giant spiders, and the town's going to get attacked. People are going to die. But you know what? Guess what? You probably don't believe me because, no one believes the kid in these movies. And David Arquette just looks, yeah. And it just pauses for a second, and then cuts to the next scene. But one of my favorite parts, and there's two parts that I really enjoy, but one of the favorite one hands down, is they're being attacked by the giant spiders already. And they're on the roof of this giant supermall that this dumbass mayor built because he wanted to get tourists back into the city. And it's like one of those mid towns out there in Arizona, Nick. There's like maybe 1,000 people at the most, and there's this giant mall there for no fucking reason. So they're climbing to the top of it. There's spiders crawling and shit. That scene right there. They're firing the shotguns, and the black dude who's like this conspiracy theorist, he just looks at it. He goes, "I'm gonna lure the spiders away." So I'm watching this like, what is he about to do? Sure enough, the motherfucker jumps, right? And he runs. The spiders are squeaking and squawking. That's the sound they were making. And he jumps off the roof, right? But I thought legit that it was going to end right there. It was going to move on to the next scene. Nah, for some reason it cuts to some dude walking out. Some dude we seen like maybe 5 minutes ago or like a couple seconds ago. Opens the door, walks out, and just on the side,
what the fuck?
It was a continuation of the same scene. The dude just crashes into the bushes and pops out and goes, "I'm gonna go get help," and takes off running. I laughed my fucking ass off at that scene because it was so random, but it was like that random that's well done because it made sense in the context of the movie. And then you got the big battle scene at the end with the mall that is something out of like a zombie movie where everyone's like loaded up, ready to fight. It lasts 2 seconds. As soon as the spiders get in there, everyone's running the fuck away. And they do this whole...
Is ScarJo in this movie?
Yes, she is.
I don't know.
We got a young Scarlett Johansson in this fucking movie.
Because
she plays the worst character. She's not the worst character, but it's one of the worst stereotype characters of like, yeah, I'm just done with this town. I hate my mom.
That character.
I don't like what my mom, like my dad's gone. I got angst. Just stereotypical that shit. The brother is a stereotypical nerd. And all archetypes that are just like hardcore stereotypes, but it's just so fun to watch them go through this. I never laughed my ass off so hard at like animal murder than I did at the scene when the emus get jacked.
I gotta tell you, dude, I know you're enjoying this, but I'm looking at situations like this, and I'm just like, man, fuck you for enjoying this. like I'm so fucking mad.
My ass off. There's a one point where the barber's like, yeah, man, turn that down. Out of nowhere, this giant spider comes, grabs this dude, and he runs out the shop, and he looks up, and the dude's getting like tangled and shit, He just slowly closes the door and walks out. Like there was no emotion whatsoever.
What the fuck? I remember this being better than what you're saying because I don't.
No, no,
Yeah, that's the
no,
difference. You remember it being good. I remember, like, the thing is, I remember being scared because when this movie came out, I was still afraid of spiders, so I never watched it. I only ever saw clips of the fucking movie because I'm like, and even now, it's like I'm not afraid of spiders anymore, but I'm like, ugh, I don't want to watch that movie. That's still gonna make me uncomfortable.
Oh, it's so dated that they have a BMX scene.
Yeah, God, remember that
Out
fucking
of
era?
nowhere.
Jesus, I gotta tell you, chat.
Honestly, dude, I had to say it. I give that movie a full price. It was enjoyable as fuck.
You motherfucker. Bro.
Like, if you guys watch it with a bunch of friends, y'all get a little good right amount of smoke and drinking, y'all. Or hell, you just got the right amount of people that can just laugh at dumb shit and make their own jokes. You'll have a great time watching this film. Don't watch this by yourself and consider it a serious film. You're dumbass for trying that. No, this is after hour films, 100%.
Nah.
Oh,
Like, this is the
man.
definition of after hour movies.
Yeah, aka bad. One thing I want to do for the after hours one of these days. And chat, look, Alan, one of these days I will make up this to you, okay? So don't hate me too much. Chat, please do a poll. Yeah, fuck yeah. Chat.
Yeah, no, I refuse. Over my dead fucking body, we're watching Arachnophobia.
Chat, you guys know Arachnophobia with Jeff Daniels and some chick and John Goodman. Amazing fucking movie. Please tell Alan how great this movie is so we can watch this. I'm not doing this just to make you feel uncomfortable.
I've seen clips. That movie is good. I'm sure it's a great movie. I'm never gonna watch it because it's too real.
Yeah, that movie fucked me up. But I'm telling you, we're grown men, Alan. We know it's a movie. It's okay.
We are men with girl facial hair. We are men.
Fuck that shit.
Jet, would you watch Arachnophobia with me?
I mean, I'm not afraid of spiders, so probably.
See, Ganja, how about you?
I'm down. I watched it already.
Fuck that. I'll fight all of y'all.
One of these days. Just, you know what? As soon as it gets bad, as soon as you're like, oh, fuck this, then we can stop. And
I'll do this for if there was a bet between me and you, I will do this for that.
You might as well just do it because you're going to lose the bet anyways.
I don't know. I won the bet for...
No, we gotta go. So...
Oh, no, I won the bet for
So, anyway, Spider-Man's gonna make $200 million in the first 2 weeks. You heard it here first, so... Or
yeah.
Could it? Would that be a lot? Would that be a lot, by the way, $200 million?
No, it's not.
That'd be about what you expect for this movie, yeah.
Okay, good. See, yeah, I'm smart, huh? Once again, I
It's
redeem
not
myself.
a lot, though. That's basic.
No, that's
Just
fine,
like
though.
this fucking movie, Ganja. Just like this movie. But you know what's not basic, though?
What?
It's the Metropolis and the Snuffleupagus. Why don't you tell people where to find your stuff? Because I heard you talk about it a little bit, so I might not be fucking with you right now. But go ahead, tell us what you're doing, man.
Well, guys, I work on a little collective, a little entertainment network known as the Metropolis, where we have a bunch of people. You have ARPG Gaming, where they talk about gaming. They sometimes have politics, but most of the time it's talking about keeping up with video game news. All the stuff that we do on our own video game channel, but they do it just a little bit better, in my opinion, just because Alan doesn't know what he's talking about most of the time. But if you do want to know what Alan's talking about, you can check out the Luminati Podcast, where me, Alan, and Great Rufus Wonder, we talk about a bunch of bullshit, hang out, even talk about politics, cultural stuff, even give our decisions and judgment on certain characters who should probably be guillotined or not. Me personally, I do my own podcast. I'm working on it right now. A Civic History from Ganja. It's also part of the Metropolis Network. Go check that out. The first episode's up. It's about May Day. I referenced it earlier in the podcast right now. I'm working on the second episode. I already wrote down some earlier stuff. It is still a work in progress, mostly because I am so fucking busy in my actual life right now that I wish it didn't happen when I want to start this project. But I'm going to keep working on episodes and banging those out because it's something personal I want to do.
And Mr. Alan Shakazine. He's a star of all of us, by the way. He's just fucking moving on up.
Trash.
Alan, where can they find you? And tell them where they would find it. They do find you.
If you go to oneofus.net and go to Screener Squad, that's most likely where you're gonna find me. Me and Justin literally this morning did a fucking recording for a movie. That'll probably be up. If it's not up now, it'll probably be up by tomorrow in the next couple of days. But be sure to check out. Be sure they're gonna do Stranger Things. My schedule is too hectic for me to actually do it. So maybe on Wednesday I'll do a review for y'all on Stranger Things season 3. And don't worry, Cedric and everyone else, the season's great so far, so I'm not gonna shit on it. But yeah, be sure go to Screen Squad. Go to One of Us on Net. Go to Screen Squad. Be sure to check that out. You'll see me all over the place.
He's just gonna lightly rub his cheeks on it.
Jet, where can they find you?
You can find me on Facebook now. I just made one to be able to, talk to you guys and whatnot. Send me a message. Tell me how much I'm wrong about Far From Home. I mean, you can, but I mean, I'm not gonna respond to you.
If you really want her to respond, dank memes.
Dank
True.
memes, indeed.
Like, you're not gonna change my opinion. You can send me a message, But I mean, you're not gonna change my opinion. I might just clown you, but still.
Here's why you're wrong, Jet. 15-page article.
Like, damn, you expect me to read all that? I'm not.
And then the main thing here to people is that, while it lasts, let's go into Rabbit tonight, after hours. If something happens by next week and that's not there any longer, then obviously we'll have a Discord to kind of show you guys and everything too. I'm pretty sure Alan's going to be doing most of that stuff because I am just too fucking sick.
Oh no, I'm gonna help take over that.
You don't even want to turn your computer on.
The new version of the After Hours needs dual leadership in this motherfucker.
Okay, first of all, the After Hours has always had dual leadership.
Not the way you talk.
Okay, yeah, by the way, you want to be a dictator, so no, Alan. And then Ganja.
No, because we've always been. Wait, no, me and you literally share our screens. We've been dual fucking running this shit for like 2 months now.
Here's the thing. Hey, guys, it's going to be great. I'm sorry for saying Alan first. I meant Alan and Ganja. But then also, I take that back because y'all both crazy.
Okay,
so
literally the After Hours started by me and Ganja.
I mean, you don't have to take it back because I'm still crazy. So.
We literally started the After Hours by me and Ganja running it.
I can still do the job just because I'm local. Don't mean I'm not qualified.
Don't wait because I'm local.
What's with this ableism shit, man?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't even know how to fucking spell that.
You don't know how to work a computer.
I know. Oh wait, no, not me. Here's the thing. You know what? Ganja, scream! That's the chat. Oh yeah! Jesus! Oh my goodness!
Nice. That was like we were like in a horror movie. And the car wouldn't start. Jesus fucking Christ!
No! God damn it! Oh my God! Oh hippie! Stop it, Alan! Take the mask off. If you're a horror movie villain, what mask would you have?
Don't you swear at me, you little shit! Don't you ever raise your voice at me! I'm your mother! You understand? I give you everything. All I ever do is worry, enslave, and I'm done.
What were you saying?
Mama, no!
Slave and defend you, and all I get back is that fucking face on your face.
Oh God!
I want to watch the movie so bad now.
Shame, your resentment, and always so annoyed. Well, now your sister is